96.5 The Fan.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City! Kansas City wins the game!
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's CDOT.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You are listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very excited to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. We are off an hour early today because of the Kansas City Royals. They are in New York, playing the New York Yankees. They lost game 1 of their series yesterday. They're looking to win game 2 coming up later today. My name is Carrington Harrison. Rob is here taking you guys up until 5 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan. I need you guys to do me a couple of favors before we kick into today's show. Number one, I need you to listen to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. I also need you to tell one friend. I mean, it'd be great if you could tell 2 friends, but you know what? I would be very, very appreciative if you could just tell one person to check out the show. All right. I hate that it feels like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, we have to lead regarding the stadiums. Now, we don't really have too much more new information. There's no rumors, there's no reports, but the Kansas City Sports Commission wrote a letter, an open letter to the Royals, to the Chiefs. They made a video, and they are asking the Chiefs and the Royals to stay in the region. Maybe you haven't heard the letter. Maybe you haven't heard the video. Well, you know what? We got it for you here on 96.5 The Fan.
Greater Kansas City's business and civic organizations are united in a singular mission to ensure the Chiefs and Royals remain in our region for decades to come. But time is not on our side.
Which is why we urge our state and local leaders across the region and both teams to work together to create solutions that offer viable options for growth and success into the future.
While both teams are working hard to evaluate their future in KC, other markets are actively competing to lure them away.
To keep these cherished franchises in KC, we need strong, realistic, public-private partnerships that make staying home in our region the only choice.
Sports are vital to Kansas City's identity and history. It's in our DNA. The Royals and Chiefs are key to our region's economic vitality and visibility across the nation and the world.
Now is the time for our KC region to rally.
To protect the championship legacy we've built together.
To secure our region's future as a premier sports destination.
Let's keep the KC region Major League for today and for generations to come.
So this was a nice letter. This was a nice video that was put together by the KC Sports Commission, and they had a lot of important people in this video. Kathy Nelson was there. You certainly recognize her. A lot of other people were in this video. This is my question, and I haven't heard too many people that have asked this question. Is there a threat of the region losing the teams? I mean, I know we go back and forth about whether you want the teams to be in Jackson, Johnson, or Wyandotte County, but I mean, even if they're not in Jackson County, I'm still going to be able to go to the games, right? I mean, I want them to stay in Jackson County. I live in Jackson County, but I mean, my car goes to Clay County too. My car also goes to Johnson County. In fact, I'm in Johnson County right now talking to you. My car can go to Wyandotte County. You want to know where I'm not going to the Royals games? In Nashville. I'm not going in San Antonio. Is there any conversation of that happening? What is the purpose of this letter? What are the intentions of this letter? Is there some threat that we can't see, that we don't know? Are there some behind-the-scenes conversations and dealings that would lead us to believe that we are in danger of losing either one of the two teams? You know what? This is the Royals' fault. This is the Chiefs' fault, and this is why. The amount of secrecy in the process has led us down a rabbit hole of rumors and innuendo and speculation, and no one knows what's going on today. Kathy Nelson is as plugged in as anybody in the Kansas City sports scene. We might not have the World Cup without Kathy Nelson. She is at the forefront of this video. She has signed her name on this letter. What does she know that we don't know? Because they make it seem like if you guys don't figure it out on both sides of state line, you might get your teams took. I didn't think that's what we were talking about. Again, I want the teams to stay in Jackson County, but if they move to Johnson County or Wyandotte County, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'll still go to the games. It's not that bad. I just want to know why we got this letter, why it was important for the Sports Commission to write this letter, and what it all means. We have reached out to a couple of them, very hopeful to have somebody on by the end of the week so we can try to get some clarity on this thing. But this letter and what I believe the intended purpose of this letter, I was very, very confused. Now, Rob, I was thinking this to keep with the stadium and maybe bring it a little bit more current day and what the Royals are doing. The Royals are in New York right now, and they're playing in Yankee Stadium. They're playing in new Yankee Stadium. Now, a lot of you know this already. Maybe some of you don't know this. The Yankees, they built a new stadium right next door to the old stadium. They had iconic Yankee Stadium. I mean, Babe Ruth played in that thing. Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig played in it. And then they tore it down. It was a sad day, but you know what they did? They built a more modern, new, improved version of Yankee Stadium right across the street. In the end, you know what? That's what I want the Chiefs to do. I think we're past that conversation with the Royals. I do not believe the Royals will still be at the Truman Sports Complex. I think the Royals have told us at every single turn, we are moving. Not just that we are getting a new stadium. Yes, they've said that too. We are not going to be in the area or around the area where the current stadium is. We are moving from here. Now, we are still trying to figure out where that movement will be. Is that going to be in downtown? Is that going to be in Clay County? Is that going to be in Wyandotte County, Johnson County? We still don't know. We still have no clarity. But they have told you we are moving. The Chiefs, they haven't said that yet. They have hinted that they are going to move. There have been rumors, but there is still a chance that the Chiefs have their stadium where it is. This is always what I have wanted to have happen. If you ask me my ideal, if I got to be in control of all of this, this is what I wanted from day one. I want the Royals to move to downtown Kansas City. I want the Chiefs to take old Arrowhead and build a modern, improved version of new Arrowhead right across the street. I mean, all of the benefits that you currently have, they're still there. It's a lot of space. You got the whole Truman Sports Complex to yourself. I mean, it's still a great place for a football stadium. Now, there are negatives. It doesn't have the entertainment district around it. Am I complaining? I imagine your complaint are the same. They've had 50 years to build that around the Truman Sports Complex, and they've never done it. Hell, they don't even got Cocoa Keys anymore. You can't even stay at the Adams Mark Hotel across the street anymore. How can that be? But this is what I've always wanted. I wanted the Chiefs to take the current stadium that they have, reimagine it like the Yankees did, reimagine their stadium like the Cardinals did, and built a stadium right across the street. And that will be possible once we figure out what the Royals are going to do. But as we sit here a year later, we still have no clue what either of the teams are going to do. And you know what? We are probably not going to figure it out on April 15th. Coming up on the other side, this is what we are going to figure out. There's a Braves reporter, and it's not Aaron Ladd, that is in a lot of trouble. We'll talk about that story next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
On 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether you're digging a pond, clearing brush, grading property, or doing demo, Foley Equipment, your local Caterpillar dealer, is your one-stop shop. Buy or rent, Foley Equipment has the machines you need to get the job done. And right now, Foley has 0% financing on new cat skid steers, mini excavators, and compact track loaders. Stop by any Foley Equipment location today or visit us at FoleyEQ.com. That's FoleyEQ.com.
Man, are you over 40 and struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself? Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today by visiting one of our conveniently located clinics. Meet a medical provider and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you and is covered by most major insurance. Get treated at our centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
If you're like me and you're trying to break through that boring lunch routine, I've got the option for you. I discovered lunch at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Forget the after-lunch fast food coma. The Hy-Vee Market Grill offers fast and fresh options with made-to-order burgers, salads, sandwiches, and wraps like the 3-cheese patty melt, the crispy chicken or Cobb salad, BLT or tenderloin sandwich, and my personal favorite, the peanut butter bacon burger. For high quality and great value, freshen up your lunch routine at the Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Hop into Hy-Vee for all your Easter needs, like baskets, candy, chocolate bunnies, and more. Treat your family to Easter brunch at the Market Grill. Just $24.99 for adults, $7.99 for children, and kids 5 and under eat free. Staying home? Try Hy-Vee's Easter meal deal for just $30. Get all the fixins you need to feed your duckling spiral sliced ham, russet potatoes and gravy, green bean casserole, and bakery fresh rolls. Make this your most excellent Easter ever, only at Hy-Vee.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/value to get our $9 offer. legacybox.com/value.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
You know your customers. Ralph likes his coffee black on Fridays, but Mondays he takes a little cream. Jennifer comes in every 3 years when her lease is up to get the newer and better model. And for some reason, pepperoni pizza sells like crazy on Friday nights. Who knew? At Odyssey, we have the expertise to get your media plan done right. With ads like you're hearing right now, to targeted social media campaigns, search engine optimization, and location-based advertising. Advertise with Odyssey and help us grow your business. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
I want to stand in this fight with my Missouri brothers and sisters, but sometimes I think you guys go a little bit too far. CDOT, quit pretending like Kansas or anywhere in Kansas is Kansas City. The teams going to Kansas is us losing our teams. Okay. I want you guys to put your swords down for just a bit. Some of you live in Johnson County and feel a ownership and closeness to the teams. They've never been there. Why? Because we all live in the same metro. Again, Missouri people, I'm on your side here, but I at least want to, we will be okay. You drive over to Kansas for things quite literally all the time. All the time. You grocery shop in Kansas. You get gas in Kansas. You go shopping in Kansas. You go to the restaurants. They do the same thing on the Missouri side, too. It'll be okay. I mean, that wouldn't be my preference. That's not ideal. That's not where I want them to be. But I still go out to the Legends to go see soccer. It's okay. I get in my car, I drive over there, might stop at Hollywood, might play a little sports bet, and then I drive back home to the Missouri side. The same way that Rob, who lives in Kansas, you get in your car and then you drive to the Missouri side to go watch KU play in the Big 12 tournament. And then you get gas on the Missouri side and you get something to eat and you get something to drink and then you drive back home. This is just commonplace. We don't have to do this. Well, at least when it comes to that part, we are on the same team. Yes, we have differences. We are on the same team. If it goes out to 135th and Metcalf, I'll be disappointed about it. But you know what I'll do? I'll just drive over there to attend the games. But I'll still have the option to go. I'm not going to have that option if they move to San Antonio or Nashville. That would be the worst possible option. So as long as we're in that fight together, I'm happy. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all I really care about. That's all I really care about. It's kind of hard to do this job if they move. It's not that hard to do this job if they move to Kansas. Not at all, actually. Nothing changes if they do it. We talk about KU basketball just fine. It's 50 minutes from here. It all works. Just calm down a little bit and know that I'm on your side. That's all I want you to know. I want you to know that we rep the same smart tech here. That's all I want you to know. All right. There is a Braves reporter right now that finds himself in a lot of trouble. So yesterday, the Braves had a game, and a reporter goes up, and they do those little fan interviews where they're asking people questions. And, well, let me just play for you what happened.
We're having a lot of fun up here up the Corona rooftop. Who do we got here? What's your name?
My name's Lauren.
Lawrence, all right.
And I'm Kayla.
Kayla, and you guys hang out at the rooftop lounge often?
Once a year I come out to visit.
Okay, well, we timed it pretty well. All right, good. How are you guys feeling about rooting for the Braves today?
Oof, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best.
What about you? Are you a Braves fan now?
Not quite.
Not quite. All right, I'm gonna go to work up here, guys. Good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, Wiley. You got 4 innings to get the numbers.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Get us some more Braves fans.
All right, so they want me to get your number.
They want you to get my number.
I'm dead serious. They're saying to my ear right now, she doesn't believe me because she thinks you guys are not. I'm making this up. Even if you guys weren't, I might use that in the future. That's actually a pretty good move.
This is unbelievable.
So the best part of this right now is that Wiley could totally be faking it. This might be the new move. Just walk around with a FanDuel microphone and an earpiece in and convince fans that they're actually on TV.
I should have thought of this years ago.
All right. This is another thing that I understand in 2025 we get angry and upset about everything, and everything is the worst thing that could ever happen. Let's have a sensible and reasonable conversation about this. Let's try at least. Hearing the audio and seeing the video, I believe that this was very playful. I think they were joking. I think they were having fun. But I think we can also see how this is very problematic. And I also think that we can see how this is a big double standard. Because we can be honest here. If this was attractive sideline reporter or attractive female reporter and she was out hitting on people, she would be getting cooked on the internet. It would not be viewed as something fun and playful. People would be calling her all kind of names if that happened. You can't do this, especially while on the clock on live television. Now, you're an adult, you approach him. It sounded like he approached her with respect. You can maybe do that when the cameras are off. Hey, you know what? I think you were nice. Hey, I'd like to talk to you sometime. But you can't do this while on the clock, while on television. You know this. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to this man. I certainly don't want this man to get fired. I don't think that he should be fired. I think on a scale from 1 to 10, I think this is like a 4 or a 5. And usually what the internet does is they take a 4 and a 5 and they make it an 8 or 9, and this is everything that's wrong with the media. I don't think that. This is inappropriate and something you shouldn't do. This is one of those things, and we all have been in this position at our job, that you do something, you color outside the lines a little bit, you go a little bit too far, you're trying to be funny, and your boss has to sit you down a little bit and tell you why you shouldn't do those things. You apologize, you correct your actions, and you go on about your day. That's what it seems like to me. You shouldn't be doing this. And your other coworkers, the play-by-play and color broadcaster, should not be encouraging you to get this young lady's number while you're on the clock live on television. You probably shouldn't do that. Wait till the cameras are down, and if you want to continue to talk to that person out of the sight and mind of all of us, fine, who cares? I don't care, you're an adult. But you probably shouldn't do this. I don't know why we can't just approach these incidents with a level of sensibility, because I've seen how the internet has responded to this, and it has not been sensible. This is the misogyny and everything. What? Just calm down a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody, even the young, everybody's laughing. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. No, you shouldn't do it. Calm down. You got way too much dip on your chip. Relax. That's all we needed to tell this young man. I don't know what's going to happen with this story. I certainly hope that he doesn't get fired. I don't think that he should be fired. I don't think that anybody in this should be fired. I think the men in this video and in that audio, I think they deserve a talking to and should be told, hey, maybe that's not what we should do, and we should just all go on about our day until we find the next thing to be upset about.
I mean, I first and foremost think the silent reporter misheard the two people in his ear. If you listen to the audio, the guy is saying, get up, get the numbers. I think he means get numbers like get more Braves fans, because both those girls say in the video, we're not Braves fans. So I think he misheard them first and foremost. But this guy shouldn't be fired. The Braves reporter shouldn't be fired. The people in the booth shouldn't be fired. But just have a little more self-awareness of what you're doing. If you are a single guy, like the silent reporter we presume is for the Braves, and you're out, after work, and you meet a young lady and you want her phone number, cool. You shouldn't do it during work. We shouldn't encourage people to do it. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? Start walking around with a FanDuel microphone and getting numbers. No, we don't need that. You're right. Well-reasoned takes here will not win, but just it seems like you got to have a little more self-awareness from all of those people so this sort of thing doesn't happen.
Yeah, I just always feel like in these instances, I feel like we as a society have lost the nuance that most situations are not black and white. Like, something cannot be a big deal. You also probably shouldn't continue doing it. Like, both things can be true in this instance. I don't think that this individual instance is that big of a deal. I think it is a very minor deal. I also would just say, hey, as you're acting as the Braves sideline reporter, maybe you shouldn't be hitting on fans on camera. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it. That's it. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Maybe you should stop. That's it. Maybe you should stop. That's it. That's all I think you should do. Maybe you should stop. We don't have to keep arguing about it and keep going back and forth about it. I would like it if you stopped. And I think it would be in the best interest of our television broadcast if we didn't do that. That's it. We don't got to spend any more time on it. I'm ready to move on, Rob, if you are ready to move on. I just know that I saw this video. It was circulating the interwebs, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts about it and let you know how I felt. So we had this debate last week. Steven Spector believes that he would break 100 at Augusta National. Rob, you said that you don't believe that you would break 100 at Augusta National. And you play golf, I would say somewhat frequently. You obviously know how much you play more than I would play, but you probably play golf somewhere between 4 to 6 times a month. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's probably the ballpark. I would call myself a weekend warrior type.
So we actually know somebody who recently played Augusta, Dave Scretta. He works for the Associated Press. Fantastic job, longtime reporter. Got a lot of respect for him. So for those of you that don't know, they do a lottery for the credential media members. And if you win the lottery, you get to play Augusta on the Monday after the tournament. A group of journalists stay for an extra day, and they get the opportunity to play the course. Dave Scretta from Kansas City won the media lottery and got a chance to play Augusta. So I asked him, because I was very curious to know, Do you believe that the average golfer could break 100 at Augusta? You would know. You just played the course yesterday. Here's what he said.
A weekend warrior would not break 100. I played a lot of golf growing up. I don't play as much anymore. If I'm playing back home on like a normal course, I'm going to shoot around 80, like 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, depending on how I play. I shot 95 and played my butt off. J.J. Watt shot 103, he said. So it's just so unbelievably difficult. And there's no secrets. Like, there it is right in front of you. There's no surprises. But when you get to the greens, I mean, it is so difficult. If you don't have a caddy telling you what to do, where to go, the breaks, I mean, you're going to three-putt every green. It's just so hard.
Dave Scretta, he does not believe that the average golfer could do it. Now, he did tell me his score. Dave Scretta told me that he shot a 93 at Augusta. And I believe him. No reason to believe that he is lying. He said he shot a 93. Does that give you hope, Rob? Now, you personally know, you know Dave Scretta as well. You know somebody who has played Augusta and broke 100. Is it now crazy to think that Drew could break 100? Is it crazy to think that Speck could break 100? Because we now know somebody that has done just that. He's told me I shot 93 at Augusta. Do you believe now that the average golfer, your regular run-of-the-mill guy, non-pro, do you believe they could shoot below 100 at Augusta?
So Dave Scretta said in that cut that on the average weekend when he plays in Kansas City, he said he's somewhere between a 78 to 81, which means there are some courses in town that he's playing really good golf. If you're 8-9 over every weekend, you're a really good regular golfer. And even he said, without a caddy, I got torn up. I do not think Drew or Speck on a random Sunday could be like, let me go play Augusta and could break 100. No. I think maybe they got a caddy, and maybe I found this out from some people who have won tickets to go down the tournament. You know, right now, after they put that media round on Monday, the clubhouse shuts down, and they ease the course up. So in the fall, when the members come back, they play a version of Augusta, but it's not the difficulty that Rory McIlroy had on Sunday. If you were telling me Drew and Speck are playing the Sunday Masters, what Rory McIlroy played, hey, go get it. You don't get a caddy, they are not breaking 100. Maybe with a caddy who's a member and they know some tricks and nuance could get them close. But no, I don't think either of those guys are staying under 100.
Now, I think this is very, very important. And people on the text line are mentioning this as well. What tees are they playing from for the basis of this conversation? Are they playing from the same tees that Rory McIlroy was playing from this weekend and Justin Rose were playing from? Or are they playing from the member tees? Are they playing from closer tees? Because I think that is a very important distinction. I think there are probably a lot of people that could shoot below 100 if you are shooting from the member tees. Because in that, you probably shave off, 1,500 feet? You probably shave off a lot of room if you are playing from the member tees, then the championship, on Sunday at Augusta tees. So I think that's very important. You know what? I am ready to amend my earlier take. If they're going to play under the same conditions that Dave Scretta just played from, you are a regular person, you win this lottery, you get a chance to do it, you're J.J. Watt, you're Matt Ryan, you are a celebrity that played Augusta on Monday. I think you can shoot below 100 at Augusta. I don't think the average person can do it from the championship level tees. I just don't think the average person can hit the ball that far and then approach shots. I don't think the average golfer can do that. Can you walk out there as a regular person and have success at Augusta? I believe so after hearing Dave Scretta.
Also noting, the text line makes a really good point here, and I just believe the text line. Supposedly the championship tees for Rory are 1,200 yards further back.
That's what I'm saying.
So like
a big difference.
I think it is. I'll make. You know what I'll do here? A well-reasoned take. We'll call this well-reasoned take Tuesday
for sure.
You know what? Different on the drive. Drew and Speck have a puncher's chance if they're playing from the members' tees. I could see them doing 95 to 100. I could see them making the turn at 14, 15, 16, looking at the scorecard and thinking it could happen. They have no chance from the championship tees.
I agree with
None.
that. I'm with you there.
Zilch nada.
You and I are on the same page there.
I think I will give them a puncher's chance. I've played golf with Speck. No, just once. I played golf with Speck once. He had a terrible round per him. He was not good that day. It was not Augusta National.
You beat him?
I beat him.
Oh, my goodness. He doing all this yapping, and you beat him?
That was his supposedly one of his worst rounds in a play.
Of course. You ever noticed that?
He was big talking at her. I've never played this bad before. I've never played with Drew. I would like to play golf with Drew. I presume Drew is better than me. I give them a puncher's chance of breaking 100 from the members' tees. They are nuts if they think they're doing it from the championship tees.
Let's talk about one of the other top stories in sports. I still believe it is the situation that's happening at Tennessee regarding their quarterback. And at this point, I have heard his name pronounced so many different ways. I've practiced it. Life is about knowing your strengths and weaknesses. I'm just calling him Nico or Tennessee's quarterback. And you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Maybe you'll make fun of me. You're a broadcaster. You're supposed to be able to pronounce these things. I can't. I don't think I have the ability to, and I'm not going to try so you guys can make fun of me. I'm willing to admit, hey, you got it. You know who I'm talking about. One thing I learned in college is the basis of communication is to give out your intended message. You guys know who I'm talking about. Nico, Tennessee's quarterback. Now we getting all the stories around him. Now, Josh Pate, who has turned into a very, very good college football reporter, broadcaster, one of the best out there. He has a very, very popular podcast with CBS Sports. I want to play for you what he had to say, the rumors, what he's hearing about Nico and Tennessee's quarterback.
This stuff was happening last December during the playoffs, with this kid included, but not just this kid. They were trying to get more money out of Tennessee, and other players on playoff teams were trying to get more money out of playoff teams before the playoff games. They were trying to leverage playoff participation because, do you know why? You want to know what the explainer was? The explainer was, well, our client, half these folks don't know the I comes before the E in the word, but hey, our client is being paid X amount of money to participate in 12 games, maybe a 13th if you make the conference championship game, but you guys made the playoff. He should make more money. This is the kind of BS that's happening behind the scenes.
I don't think that this is BS. I think we are living in a world without rules. I think we are living in a gray area and something that has not been collectively bargained. NFL players don't get their full pay for the playoffs. They get a reduced share. But that has been collectively bargained between the NFL and the players. So this doesn't happen in the NFL. You don't have Patrick Mahomes going to the Chiefs and saying, wait, I make X per game. Now, no, that's not the way it works. Everybody is taking a little bit less in these games to continue to play. That is what we all have signed up for and what we've agreed to. We don't have some of these issues. I will continue to bang this drum. I do not care how much money they make. Maybe some of you care and you don't think that you should be able to play college sports and be a millionaire. Okay, well, I don't know if you should be able to coach college sports and also be a millionaire. Everybody is doing it for the bag. I don't know if schools should be able to generate tens of millions of dollars and not have to break the kids off any of that money. So we all are living with something that we think is a little bit unfair. I don't care about how much money they make. I really don't care. What I do care about is the structure of how the sport works and how we handle transactions, how we handle contract disputes, how we handle player movement, because we have that figured out in every other league that we watch. This is figured out in the NBA. This is figured out in the NFL. That's all I want college to figure out. That's it. I don't think that the players are wrong. Hey, wait. We signed an agreement that says you guys are going to pay me based on we playing in 12 games. Now you are asking me to play in a 13th, 14th, maybe 15th. How does this work? That's how every deal is. We have regular guests. Some of them are just for the regular season. Some of their deals go through the postseason. All of that matters. That's the point of a contract. That's the point of a negotiation. That's the point of figuring these things out on the front end. I will continue to tell you guys the NCAA had a chance to fix some of this, and they didn't want to fix it. And now you know what's about to happen. I am convinced this is about to happen. They are about to show that young man from Tennessee a lesson. He is threatening the system. He was the starting quarterback on a playoff team last year. He tried to hold out for more money before their little playoff experiment and then threatened to transfer again. And the school was emphatic, no, we're not giving you more money. Oh, they're about to make an example out of him. Oh, he's going to play college football somewhere. He's going to play it at a 60% discount. And this is going to be the example they are going to tout in front of everybody. Don't do this again. Certainly not if you're him. You maybe could do this if you're Arch Manning. You can maybe do this if you're one of those guys. Not you. You ain't good enough to do this. A majority of you are not good enough to do this. They're about to make an example out of this young man. He already can't transfer to a team in the SEC. They've already reached that agreement. You can, at this point in the season, you can do it in the December transfer portal. You cannot transfer in April from Tennessee to Georgia. So you eliminate your ability to play in the #1 conference in college football. All right, can't go there. Well, what about the Big Ten? What about this? This kid continues to mess around. He's going to be playing football in Western Michigan for $600,000 here coming up in August. He's going to be thinking, man, I had it kind of good. Why did I do this? I'm telling you, there are powerful forces at work here that they are about to make an example out of him. You, at every single turn, have had your hand out for more money when we've given you plenty of it. You're making $2.4 million to be the quarterback at Tennessee, and you could have just been happy with $2.4 million, but no, you got greedy and you wanted $4 million. And we could have worked this out. We could have been on the same page. You didn't want to do it. We are about to make sure that your case doesn't happen. Because if this kid wins and he goes somewhere and he gets $4.2 million from Oregon, then there will be a bunch of people that do this. You guys remember how it was 10, 15 years ago? It was a big deal when you sat out a bowl game. Oh, it would lead Sports Center. I can't believe you would sit out the Sun Bowl. Well, one person went through it, and then the second person did it, and then we didn't get as mad about it, and then the third person did it, and now it has just become commonplace where now people like me tell you if you're not playing in the playoff, you shouldn't play in a bowl game. Let a college player for the first time win a holdout. Let him win a holdout. You went up against Tennessee, you went up against the system and won and came out richer. Okay. Good luck to him. I do not know where he is going, but I'm telling you, I know how this story is about to end. He's going to be playing for $800,000 at Liberty is where he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing for Washington State. That's where he's about to go. You had it good in the SEC, and they are not going to let you forget that. That is how this story ends for you. Coming up on the other side, I am so happy to introduce this. It makes me so happy. The NBA playoffs start today, so that can only mean one thing. I just need 1 minute. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
Hey, it's Lucas Ursig from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
When dealing with erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific needs. And every case is different, and finding the right solution can make the difference between okay and amazing. That's why Heartland Men's Health is Kansas City's leader in treating men's sexual health issues. ED can cause anxiety, stress, and a strain in your relationship, yet many men suffer silently without seeking treatment. Intimacy is one of life's greatest experiences, but ED can completely destroy it. Heartland Men's Health offers treatment when herbs and pills don't work. With success rates of over 90%, some treatments can help you last an hour or more, so why settle for good enough? Your first visit is just $99, which includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work, then your visit is on the house. Heartland Men's Health has 3 locations to serve you in the metro: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City. Pick up the phone today and change your life. Call this number, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com today.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain clearing special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like unloading the grocery bags from your car and you decide you can get all the bags in one trip.
I can do it.
So you load up all 14 grocery bags on both arms. Sure, you can't feel your fingers and forgot to take your house keys out.
Almost there.
But you never put down one bag, and you made it inside all in one trip, like the bag-carrying boss you are.
Yes.
Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're gonna be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-858-1199. That's 800-858-1199.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
As America's leading business lender, Bank of America is on your corner and in your corner, right here in Kansas City. With $215 billion in business loans and over 3,700 business specialists across the nation, we help businesses thrive so communities prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
This afternoon, expect sunny skies with a high of 66.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
This hour on 96.5 The Fan is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Vinny Pasquantino.
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
I want to read this text really quickly and then we'll move on. C-Dot, I'm not a fan of college players getting paid the way that they do. Millions is too much. Maybe they should make it a flat rate across the board. And the excess NIL money that they would accumulate would go to the people who can't afford to go to college, to attend the college. Also, the transfer portal needs to be reined in. And also, you should have to have a degree to enter a draft for a professional team. A professional team should equal a professional degree. We are way past the education portion of all of this. I know that's not what the intended purpose of college athletics are. We are way past that in college athletics. We have a saying on our show. We can argue about the way we think something should be, or we should deal with how it is. I understand that we all have idealistic visions of what we believe college sports should be, and we're all allowed to feel those ways. We have to deal with what it is. If you're really good at 17 at playing basketball, you can be a millionaire now, and you don't have to do it on the Lakers anymore. You can do it playing for Mizzou. You can do it playing for Texas Tech. So I'm just ready to let's deal with where we are at this point, and let's then accept let's now create a structure. Hey, how do we make this work a little bit better than where we are? Let's figure it out. So that's where I am, at least when it comes to all of this. Speaking of holding out, I mean, this happens quite frequently in this league we're about to talk about. We will now do this every day that the NBA playoffs are going. So that means we've got about, 4 months of NBA updates. It can only mean one thing. This might be my favorite segment that we do. Give it to me, Rob. Tonight is night 1 of NBA playoff basketball, and we've got 2 good ones. We've got the Orlando Magic taking on the Atlanta Hawks in a game that nobody cares about. You can catch that over on TNT. And then the nightcap. We got a game that a lot of people care about. We got the Golden State Warriors going up against Memphis Grizzlies. Who knows what celebration we'll get today from Ja Morant? Now, the Warriors, they shouldn't even be in this position. All they had to do was take care of business at home on Sunday against the Los Angeles Clippers, and they did not do that. Rob, did you know that Golden State is 25-8 since Jimmy Butler has joined their team? Now, I know they just lost a couple of days ago to the Clippers, but the Warriors are better than the Memphis Grizzlies. I expect them to win today. The Warriors, I also expect the Orlando Magic to win today as well. I think both of those teams are going to lock in the 7th seed in the NBA playoffs.
You're not excited for Magic and Hawks? Just get fired up. Can't you feel the excitement? Can we have an honest conversation about how the play-in game is stupid? Like,
I actually don't mind the play-in game.
The idea of expanding the playoffs to 10 teams is stupid.
No, I understand the arguments against it. I do not have a problem with Memphis and Golden State having to play a small series.
Weren't you the one who, when they expanded the college football playoff, told me the regular season has to matter? It has to be important. We have to value it. We can't be expanding playoff. And now you're going to tell me how Magic and Hawks is actually a good thing for the league? It can't be both.
Well, I would say the regular season in college football and the regular season in the NBA are 2 very different things. The NBA regular season is not special. The college football regular season was very special, and they have diluted something like that. So that's where I think that they're different. Now, I'm not going to make it seem like every play-in game is great. You're right. But if you're telling me on one side we get Memphis and Golden State, and we have to get that in order to get okay, fine. I can live with that between the 2. I think there's a lot of intrigue. You remember all of this Ja Morant stuff that started with the gun celebration and the grenade celebration started against Golden State. So these are some teams that got a little bit of bad blood recently going up against each other. You're never going to get me against watching Steph Curry and Ja Morant play a game of basketball against each other in a game that means something. What I think the NBA regular season needs more than anything is it needs a sense of urgency. Well, you get that with the play-in game. Hey, you can outright miss the playoffs here. That's where I think the intrigue comes from. That's why I'm into what we have coming up later today.
I guess that's fair. Holding the NBA, which is doing everything in its absolute power to make the regular season palatable. They added a tournament like it's soccer. is different than college football. I just think we bent over backwards to get. You're right. We got Grizzlies and Warriors is fun, but Hawks and Magic is not fun. And
No, that's fair.
There have been a lot of not fun games in the history of the playoff.
No,
play-in game,
100%.
excuse me.
Someone on the text line asked, how does the play-in tournament work? Is it best 2 out of 3? The most simplistic way of explaining it is the 7 and the 8 seed play each other. The winner is locked into the 7 seed. The loser then goes into a different pool. You then have the 9th and the 10th place team play each other. The winner of that will then play the loser of today's game. And then if you win that, you are the 8th seed. It's a little bit confusing maybe to explain, but that's basically how it works. Is if you're the 9th and the 10th seed, you need to win 2 games to make the playoffs. If you're the 7 or the 8, you essentially just need to win 1 game in order to make the playoffs. That is how it ends up working. I don't know how much it's really going to matter. I think that all of the teams that are playing in the play-in are probably going to lose in round 1, but I certainly want to see Golden State included in the playoffs. And if you're telling me of all the play-in teams, who's likely to maybe be a little bit of a danger, I will definitely take a team that has Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green with all of their playoff experience. I will take that against a Houston Rockets team that doesn't have a whole lot of playoff experience, and that might actually be a fun, intriguing series.
Well, it'd be fun because we get Dylan Brooks against Draymond Green.
Yeah,
which,
for sure.
You know, that for people like us, that's a content-a-palooza, and that's the dream.
Can't wait. No, I can't wait for it. Absolutely thrilled about it. All right, Rob, I want to ask you a very simple question. You know how usually at the beginning of the season, we go through some of the food options that are available at new ballparks around the country. Well, today I had the idea, why do we only do that for new foods? Why don't we figure out what people are eating around the country at some of these visitor ballparks, and why don't we do the same thing? Now, I've never been to Yankee Stadium before. I've never, in fact, seen Yankee Stadium. I will say, the thing that I have been most wrong about in my travels is I am a tourist. Some of you, when you go to new cities, you like to do the local things. No, I want to do the local things in Kansas City. When I am in your city, I want to do the touristy things that have been tried and true. Yes, I am coming here to do all of the popular things. I love being a tourist. Most places you can do all the touristy stuff pretty quick. Not New York. Not at all. I thought you could, I can go see Yankee Stadium. I can go to Rucker Park. I thought I was going to do all these things. You might can do one of those things. You ain't doing all of them. You just can't. It's impossible. So I thought I was going to see Yankee Stadium. I saw Madison Square Garden, did not see Yankee Stadium, was not close to where Yankee Stadium was. Rob, they have a meatloaf burger. It is toasted on a brioche bun. It is house-made meatloaf with crispy fried onions with the barbecue aioli. Is this something that you would enjoy?
Not at a stadium. I'm going to give that a try at, I don't know, Cafe Trio. I'll just pick a restaurant in town that's on the nicer scale. If Cafe Trio had that as their special of the day, I'd give that a try. It's a great restaurant. You know, I trust their chef. The person working the back of Yankee Stadium, absolutely not. I'm not risking it there. There are some adventures I'll have at ballparks. A meatloaf sandwich is not one at Yankee Stadium.
You want to know why? Because meatloaf is trash.
You know what meatloaf is? It's nostalgia food. If you grew up having meatloaf, you don't like it, but there's a nostalgia to, I had this as a kid. It's not good. It's nostalgic.
It's terrible, though. Meatloaf is not one of those things. Now, I can't speak for the way everybody was raised. I can't speak for everybody's childhood, but there were some foods that mom or grandma used to make, you used to get excited about. Hey, mom's making lasagna today. Hey, mom's frying up some wings today. There were certain foods that when they were cooked, you got excited about. You never got excited for meatloaf. Whenever your friend was like, hey, can I have dinner over your house? Hey, I want to come play Super Nintendo. And you told him, hey, my mom's making meatloaf. Hey, I'll come over tomorrow. I don't want to come over there. I don't want to come over there and play GoldenEye today with you. I don't want to play Mario Kart 64 on meatloaf night. Invite me over when she's frying up some catfish. You've never once been excited about meatloaf night, and now we're making that into a burger? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Coming up at the top of the hour, we are inching closer and closer to the draft. There are 4 major questions as we head into round 1. I'll tell you what they are. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
For the first time in a long time, I'm willing to dream that this can be a special season for the Missouri Tigers.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
During the NBA play-in tournament, FanDuel is giving all new customers a shot at $250 in bonus bets. Join FanDuel today. You'll get started with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. From three-pointers to steals to assists to who you think will get a double-double, who you think will make the first basket of the game. FanDuel has so many ways to bet on your favorite player props. Plus, even after a game tips off, you can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win real big. So visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to get in on all the NBA play-in tournament action. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with nominal drawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
If you've been tired of being out in the bad weather or you're just looking for a more stable industry, our friends over at Centric can offer that to you.
What's great is they allow you to work through your schedule. You still need to have the income coming in from your current job while looking ahead to your new career. They have in-person classes, virtual classes. They can get you trained when it's best for you.
Make it easy. Call our buddy Russ Mondry. He's been with Centric for over 16 years and will guide you through every step of the process. If you're looking for that new career, wait no longer. Go to Centric.com.
Honey, it's me, your wife. Spring is here, and our house desperately needs the experts at Powell Exteriors Casey for siding, windows, entry doors, beautiful decks, patio covers, roofs, and more. Get ready for summer at PowellCasey.com.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Sell your car to America's best car buyer. GiveMeTheVin.com, and you may be the one that gets an extra $25,000 in your pocket. We are giving away $25,000 to a random person that sells their car to GiveMeTheVin.com in the month of March. GiveMeTheVin.com, big cash giveaway. You can't afford not to try it.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger.
with easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
The text line is very upset at me and my stance. I went on the Google machine and I looked up food that is served at Yankee Stadium. I've never been to Yankee Stadium before. I certainly would like to go at one point. They serve a meatloaf burger. It is toasted on a brioche bun. It is a house-made meatloaf that they make into a burger, crispy fried onions with a barbecue aioli. Rob said he would try this, just not at the ballpark. I do not think that meatloaf is very good. In fact, I think that meatloaf is terrible. The text line, very upset at this. C-Dot, your mom must not have made good meatloaf because it is amazing. We're actually having it for dinner tonight. Someone else says, if you don't like meatloaf, then you've never had good meatloaf. I don't think that exists, actually. I don't think it exists to have good meatloaf. I think there are contradictions of each other to have good meatloaf. This is why. And Rob, I want you to be honest with me. Let's say that you and your wife are going on date night. You guys just had that a couple of weeks ago, right? You guys went to Herman. I'm sure you guys sat down together and had a nice dinner with one another. You were two people that love each other. I've had dinner with you and your lovely wife before. It was a great meal. You would judge your wife a little bit if she picked up the menu and ordered a meatloaf. Think about all the other things that would be on the meatloaf. Or on the menu, excuse me. Think about all the things that would be on there. You would look at your wife a little bit different. You're like, because we all have this conversation. Hey, babe, what are you thinking about getting? What do you think about getting? And then, she's like, the salmon. I kind of want to get the pasta. If she told you, I don't know, man, this meatloaf sounds kind of good, you would judge her a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. When you are deciding what you want to eat and you are thinking, well, I want to go out and I want to get, you never think, man, you know what? I really want to go to that place that has the good meatloaf. You never think that at any point because it's not good. Because it's not good. And that's fine. It's okay. I'm not here to judge you if you like a good meatloaf. If it makes you feel good, it reminds you of being 8 years old and having those good family dinners. That's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's terrible. Somebody said, C-Dot, what do you think about Salisbury steak? It's its cousin. It's also disgusting. It's trash. We can move on. Sit there right in front of your queen and she tell you she want meatloaf for dinner tonight. You're looking at her like, did something go wrong today? You had a terrible day at work today if that's what you think. You want to have a nice cold glass of wine and meatloaf? You're sick. Are you cheating on me? That's when you got to start having a serious conversation about her. Something is going on. She's about to give you some news you don't want to hear. She's sleeping with Ted from work is what she really wants to tell you. This is like playing out like Breaking Bad. Let's move on. Coming up next Thursday, you should come out to the Landing in Liberty. Do you think they have meatloaf there? You think they serve meatloaf at the Landing in Liberty? That seems like a place that would have meatloaf on the menu.
And also, I'll say this right now.
I got love for the Landing in Liberty. It does seem like a place that would serve meatloaf, though.
If the Landing in Liberty has meatloaf, I'll eat meatloaf during the draft, excuse me. I'm intrigued to try a meatloaf.
Okay. All right.
With a nice side of mashed potatoes, man, a nice demi-glaze on top, I'll try it.
Come out to the Landing. Order the meatloaf. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Everybody from the station will be there. We're going to watch the first round of the draft. you could win a draft contest that's good for $965. $965, and you can get a game-worn Jawan Taylor 3-penalty helmet while you're out there too. I mean, that's the real prize. To hell with the money. You don't want the official 2 flags and a false start Jawan Taylor helmet? Well, you can get that if you show up at the Landing next Thursday and watch the NFL draft with us. It will be a lot of fun. All right, let's get to the draft here. And I wrote down 4 draft questions that I think we all have heading into round 1. The first question, and I believe that this is the biggest question in this year's NFL draft, is where does Shedeur Sanders go? Shedeur Sanders could go anywhere in this draft class. There is a chance that we have been wrong this entire time. And there's a chance that the commissioner stands up there and announces, with the number 2 overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback out of Colorado. There's a chance. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but it certainly wouldn't surprise me. The top quarterback is off the board. They need a quarterback. They go get their quarterback, and to hell with the rest of us and how we think. That could happen. Or I could see it being a potential long day. I could see it being a long day for Shedeur Sanders as well. Anything is possible. If you look at the draft board and you look at the order he could go, if he doesn't go to the Saints, I think we could be talking about him potentially falling in this class. Because if you look at it, Tennessee, we know what they're going to do. Cleveland, New York. Now, New York could obviously take a quarterback. New England is not going to take a quarterback. Jacksonville is not going to take a quarterback. I don't believe the Raiders are spending the 6th overall pick on a quarterback, but they could do what we saw last year and what happened with Michael Penix. The Jets could maybe take a quarterback. I don't think that they will. Carolina, no. It really comes down to the Saints. If he doesn't go to the Saints, he is about to start free falling. Because Chicago, San Francisco, Dallas, Miami, Indianapolis, I don't see any of those teams. Now, maybe a team is coming up in the draft to go get Shedeur Sanders, but there are a couple of spots that we are really looking to see if he goes on the board. Where does Shedeur Sanders land, I think, is one of the biggest questions in this year's draft. The next person in the same vein is Ashton Jeanty. There is a Ashton Jeanty target zone, in my opinion. I think it starts at 6 with the Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Saints, and Bears. I think that one of those teams is going to draft Ashton Jeanty. I think he's too good of a running back. I think he's too game-changing of a player. And those teams have quarterbacks, and you're trying to pair a dynamic weapon with them. And in this year's draft class, outside of Travis Hunter, I think the best weapon in this year's draft class is a running back. I think it's him. I don't think we're going to see McMillan go high in this draft. Maybe you could argue Tyler Warren, the very talented tight end out of Penn State. I think he could go pretty high in this draft. I think that Jeanty will probably be a better pro than him, but if you took Tyler Warren, certainly wouldn't be mad at it. I would say somewhere in that 6 to 10 range, I think we'll see Ashton Jeanty go. If you're asking me today, I think that Ashton Jeanty is going to go 10th overall to the Bears. If you're the Bears, everything that you've done has been about giving Caleb Williams more. On the offensive line, in the wide receiver room, in the tight end room, everything you've done has been about getting him more weapons, more things, more pieces. Why not give him the best running back in this draft class? I think Ashton Jeanty is going 10 overall. I think he goes top 10. Let's go back up the draft board. Another question that I have is with Cleveland. We talked about Shedeur. I don't think they're taking Shedeur. I don't know who they value more, if they value Travis Hunter more or Abdul Carter. I think there's a strong argument on both sides. If you're Cleveland, you could potentially build the best pass rush in the league. You have the number 1 pass rusher prospect on the board, and you have the best pass rusher in the NFL. If you're trying to create an elite part of your team, drafting Abdul Carter makes a lot of sense. Or you could take maybe the most intriguing prospect that the NFL draft has ever had. I think Travis Hunter is special. I don't think I'm on some wild island there. I think that Travis Hunter could be an all-pro at either position if that's what he focused on. I think Travis Hunter could be an all-pro wide receiver. I think if he stopped playing wide receiver and focused on being the best corner in the league, I think he could be in 3 years. I think he is a transcendent player and he is a no-doubter to me. I would take Travis Hunter with the number 2 overall pick, and then I would figure it out. And I would probably actually primarily play him at corner, and I would just figure out packages that he could help us on offense. I think he is too dynamic on both sides of the ball that you can't limit him. And I do think that he's shown his last 2 years playing at Colorado, I think he can do it at a pretty high level and stay healthy, at least during this rookie contract. So I think I would draft Travis Hunter with the number 2 overall pick, but I do think Cleveland has a legitimate debate about what they want to do, and it's always about quarterbacks. I think Jackson Dart is quietly moving up the board, and I think the number 1 story on Thursday after we find out about Shedeur is going to be a team is going to take Jackson Dart, and it's going to surprise us. It's going to be Pittsburgh at 21, or Pittsburgh moves up. It's going to be a team like that. It's going to be the Rams that take him with the 26th overall pick, and maybe they move up to get him. I do believe that Jackson Dart is going to go in the first round. And if it's not New Orleans, there is, again, a big gap of who I think is potentially looking for a quarterback. There's always one big surprise. I think the big surprise is surrounded around Jackson Dart. Those are my 4 questions. Where does Shedeur land? Who do the Browns like more? Do they like Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter? Will Ashton Genty be a top 10 pick? And somebody is going to use a first-round pick on Jackson Dart. There's just too much smoke around him as a prospect. I think it's going to be a team that we are not expecting. I think it's going to be a Indianapolis. I think it's going to be a Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be one of those kind of teams that it is going to be the storyline on Thursday after round 1 is wrapped up.
I don't disagree with you on Genty. I had to talk running back, obviously. If the Bears are taking running back at 10, I'm going to chuckle. I'm going to, honest to God, have a good laugh because I like Ashton Genty. I thought he had a legitimate claim to winning the Heisman last year. I do not think you should be taking a running back in the top 10 in 2025. You just shouldn't. It's not. Get the best corner and bolster your defense. Get the next best edge rusher and bolster your defense. Get, Joe Tooney's getting up there in age. Get the best offensive lineman and redshirt. I do not understand why the Bears would take him at 10, but I have to think Genty's the most interesting because quarterback with Shedeur is always interesting, but what happens with Genty will fascinate me.
You're listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Coming up on the other side, we talk about the Chiefs and the Yankees. I know it doesn't make sense, but trust me, it'll make sense. We'll talk about it next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, your home for the best food takes in KC.
Regular old American nachos. I don't need jalapenos with mine, just chips, cheese.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan.
Whether you're digging a pond, clearing brush, grading property, or doing demo, Foley Equipment, your local Caterpillar dealer, is your one-stop shop. Buy or rent, Foley Equipment has the machines you need to get the job done. And right now, Foley has 0% financing on new cat skid steers, mini excavators, and compact track loaders. Stop by any Foley Equipment location today or visit us at FoleyEQ.com. That's FoleyEQ.com.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Do you know a coach who goes above and beyond? The Royals, the CU and the Major Leagues Foundation, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City are recognizing those impactful men and women. Nominate your high school coach at royals.com/coaches with character.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly.
Tonight in the pro basketball play-in games in the Western Conference, Golden State, a 6.5-point favorite against Memphis, total 228.5, and Orlando, a 5.5-point favorite against Atlanta, 218.5 the total there. And I think both favorites are extremely likely to win. I would actually lay both favorites minus the points, but I like moneyline parlaying both of these teams. Memphis can't beat good teams, Golden State is a good team, and Orlando is way better than Atlanta. A moneyline parlay of these two teams at BetMGM pays about -107. That would be my look for tonight. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app and take your game to the next level with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. So, I wanted to write a thank you note for every dollar Missouri Lottery players have given to Missouri and education. But that would be 8.4 billion notes. So to save a little time and a whole lot of paper, here's just one. Dear every single lottery player in Missouri, thank you for helping us give $8.4 billion to Missouri and education. Sorry, my trumpet's in the shop. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
The Ego Power Plus Savings Event is on at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery with purchase of a Select trimmer, blower, or mower kit. That's a $299 value. Plus, shop today for new and exclusive items you need for your lawn. So get ready for spring with the latest in innovation from Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Only at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 4/16. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I'm down 30 pounds in 6 weeks thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. And now I get free support for life. Make the same great decision I did and give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
North and southbound 435 are both closed at Kansas Avenue. There's a collision they are clearing out that is in the median now, so both sides of the freeway are needed to be closed until they can clear that out. We will keep you posted as to when that reopens. Heaviest traffic is in the northbound lanes of 435, almost back to Holiday Drive. I'm Lori Pearson, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Be sure to follow The Drive on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the show, 913-586-7965. Let's talk a little bit of baseball, a little bit of football. We'll throw them all into the pot. This is my question. There is no denying that the Yankees are a national brand. There are certain brands like this in all of the sports. In baseball, you have the Yankees. The Cubs, I think, fit in this. I think you could argue the Braves also fit in this because of the success that they had in the 90s and TBS and Chipper Jones and all of that. The Dodgers, there's a group of those kind of teams. In the NFL, the Packers, the Steelers, the Cowboys. In the NBA, the Lakers, the Knicks. You guys know the point that I'm making here. There are certain national teams. This is my question. What are the Chiefs? Are the Chiefs sort of what the Patriots were in the 2000s, which I would say is just hot? And nothing wrong with that. There is a time where a team will be at the forefront because they're hot. That's how the Bulls were in the 90s. Everybody loved the Chicago Bulls. You had the black and red, you had the Jordans, you had the starter coat, and as the Bulls' success faded, their fans have now gone to cheer for other teams. There's no question that the Chiefs have become the it team in the National Football League. And if you're a casual fan, you like watching Kansas City. They got Travis Kelce, they got Patrick Mahomes, they got Taylor Swift at the games. There's a lot of positive. They also play in a lot of big games. My question, Rob, is have they moved to the point where we can put them on the list with these other teams? Are they a national team now?
So, let me answer your question with a question right back at you. Were the Warriors, when they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and everything going, and they were winning titles, were they a national brand? Because I would tell you, I don't think the Warriors ever elevated into the Lakers sphere. I think they were hot. And I think that's what the Chiefs are. I think people love Patrick Mahomes. I know he's hated in some cities. That's because he wins. I think people love Travis Kelce. And that's because his girlfriend might be the most popular person on human earth. I think people know those players. But as Travis Kelce enters toward retirement and we hit another era of Patrick Mahomes, are the Chiefs still going to be hot in 4, 5, 6, 7 years? I think if you go to a Raider game in any city in the country, there are Raider fans there. That was not the case with Chiefs fans pre-Mahomes and pre-Kelce. So I think they are very similar to the Warriors in the 14, 15, 16 time. So whatever you classify the Golden State Warriors as, that's what I'm calling the Kansas City Chiefs.
So I guess this would be, now I'm asking your question with your question then. This would be my question then. Does someone text in, would you call the Chiefs the flavor of the month? I wonder then, are we at a point as a sports society that we are letting new teams into this category, or has that already been established? Is there a chance that you see the San Francisco Giants, for example? Can they become the Yankees? Can they become the Dodgers? Can they become one of those kind of franchises? Is there a chance that in basketball, you could see a team get to the point that the Lakers or the Celtics are in? Because the Bulls had as much success as anybody in NBA history. No one thinks that the Bulls are the Knicks. Not in terms of excitement, not in terms of none of those things. No one feels that way about them. Or have we just reached that point? The same way that we have the conversation in college sports about being a blue blood and about being one of those kind of programs, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, one of those. Have we just reached that point in professional sports? Because, I mean, Kansas City is as good as any NFL team has been ever. Ever. The Packers have never been as good as the Chiefs have been, not in our lifetime. Yeah, maybe they were back in the 60s when Otto Graham and Bart Starr were playing. The Packers have never been as good as the Chiefs, but the Packers are more popular than the Chiefs are. The Steelers, they have not had the success post-1978 the way that the Chiefs have currently had. The Steelers are more popular than them. The Cowboys haven't been good at any point, Rob, since you left elementary school. They haven't been good. The Cowboys are the most popular team in America. Have we just reached the point that we are not going to let new professional teams into that club of the tier 1 needle mover national fan base teams?
Yes. I think we are at a critical mass when it comes to national brand teams. Now, similar to Blue Bloods in college basketball, how last year I kicked out UCLA and welcomed UConn in, maybe we will get to a point where everyone in society says, hey, they don't have that aura, that allure anymore. we're kicking the Dodgers out of the club, and that's how the Chiefs can enter. But I think the club is full. I do not believe there is room for another team. I believe everyone that is successful in the modern era is, to quote the texter, somewhat flavor of the month. And there is nothing the Chiefs can do to elevate to that same aura as the Packers or Steelers. Maybe they bottom out and we have to have a conversation about, hey, are they out now? But I think we have hit a critical mass, and that club is full. And it's no fault of the Chiefs. They've done everything you can to get into that club. You're just not getting into that club. Same how in college football, Clemson's not a blue blood. I'm sorry, you have 2 national titles. Great. You beat Bama twice to do it. Great. You're a constant in the college football playoff. You have, you had the hottest name college football prospect at quarterback when Clemson has done a lot of things to enter that blue blood college football mentality. I'm sorry, Clemson. You're never going to be Oklahoma. You're never going to be Notre Dame, despite the fact that you've had more recent success than them. I think it's the same for national brands.
Text line 913-586-7965. Just trying to get you guys' opinion. The Royals are playing the Yankees. The Yankees are certainly one of those national brands. You know a Yankee fan that has never lived in New York. They like Derek Jeter. They like the history. They like the pinstripes. They like the hat. Are the Chiefs reaching that point, or is there just not a chance that we're going to have that in professional sports anymore? Yes, some teams will be bandwagon teams. The Miami Heat were a bandwagon team. You made the analogy of the Golden State Warriors a couple of years ago. The Chiefs are certainly that team right now. For those of you that play the video games, you remember when no one used to play with the Chiefs on Madden. Now everybody plays with the Chiefs on Madden. And then there'll be a time that people will just move on. They'll find the new team. They'll find the new dynasty, the new it thing, the new quarterback, whatever that is. So I'm really curious to get you guys' thoughts on that. 913-586-7965. So I asked Rob to pull this because I was very curious to hear this. You guys know how there was a time where if you were what they would consider a gunslinger quarterback, you got compared to one person. You were Brett Favre. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. You were black, white, big school, small school, didn't matter. If they considered you to be a gunslinger, you were Brett Favre. We did that to so many individuals. Well, I've started to notice something now. I've started to notice that we have kind of moved past the Brett Favre comparisons. People don't compare you to Brett Favre anymore. You know who they compare you to? They compare you to your quarterback. They compare you to Patrick Mahomes. So I had Rob look this up. I was like, hey, give me the most recent draft class because I'm guessing in every single one of these classes, they find somebody who reminds them of Patrick Mahomes. I'm guessing they just do this. I didn't know, but I know how this NFL draft things work. I'm guessing there's somebody in this year's draft class they think is like Patrick Mahomes. I'm guessing there was somebody in last year's draft class. I'm guessing we can find it just recently. He is now the blueprint. He is the architect. He is what all these other teams are trying to find. Rob said, I don't know. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just try? Why don't you just see what happens? Let's start the process. This is Cam Ward being compared to Patrick Mahomes.
Look, I said my comp for Cam Ward because of the way he plays. He reminds me of Patrick. He reminds me of Mahomes with how he can be unconventional, throw the football from all different kinds of weird angles, and then just put a bunch of horsepower on it when he needs to. And look, to me, if someone was telling me, hey, that's maybe what you're getting, I'd be pretty damn excited. Now, I'm not saying I'm exactly right, but that's my bet, that Cam Ward will have that kind of impact and play that kind of style of football in Tennessee if they happen to select him number one.
I like Louis Riddick a lot. I didn't even have Rob pull this. He said the exact same thing last year about Jaden Daniels. Now, Jaden Daniels had a great rookie season. They went to the NFC Championship game. He was Rookie of the Year. He was phenomenal. I like Cam Ward. I would pick Cam Ward with the number 1 overall pick. Rob, you watch a lot of college football, as much college football as I do. You see Patrick Mahomes when you see Cam Ward? I don't see actually any of those characteristics. Actually, I see one. I think that Cam Ward has a very similar sense of when to take off and run and leave the pocket the way that Mahomes does. I don't think that Mahomes is a scrambler by any means. I think he is mobile and has a really good internal clock and he knows, all right, I'm going to look downfield, but when it breaks down, I need to make sure that we get this first down. So if it's 3rd and 8, I'm going to make sure that I get 10 yards and I'm going to move the chains. I think that Cam Ward has that ability. But watching them both as passers, I don't see really any comparison to Patrick Mahomes. So that is Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick is one of the best football minds out there. In fact, he interviewed for the Chiefs GM job before they hired Brett Veach. People respect Louis Riddick. That's Cam Ward being compared to Patrick Mahomes. All right. Let's now move to Caleb Williams. Remember Caleb Williams last year? Remember him? You remember him. I like Caleb Williams. I still think he has a chance to be a good pro. I know some of you have given up on Caleb Williams, which doesn't make sense to me. I look at the numbers from last year and then 2 years ago from C.J. Stroud. They basically had the same rookie year. I don't know why people have given up on Caleb Williams so quickly, and now he has a good offensive-minded head coach. I'm still all in on Caleb Williams. Here is he being compared to Patrick Mahomes.
He is as good of a thrower as you're going to see coming out of a draft. This is a special arm, the way he could throw spirals, the different areas and platforms he could throw off of, right? I do believe this is the closest thing we've seen to Mahomes coming out. I'll certainly be tuned in to watch this and see what it looks like.
Caleb Williams? And I like Caleb. Caleb kind of reminds me a lot more of Russell Wilson when he was coming out of Wisconsin and NC State than I would compare him to Patrick Mahomes, especially when you look at like size and stature and all those things. Like Mahomes is big, 6'4", 6'5". It's not really what Caleb Williams is. I think they're built very differently. I think their play style is very different. But, I mean, Chris Sims played quarterback in the NFL. Who am I to tell him? His dad's a Hall of Famer, great player. Says that Caleb Williams also reminds him of Patrick Mahomes. So we have a Cam Ward comparison. We have a Caleb Williams comparison. Why don't we go to Kyler Murray, who's 5'7"?
Kyler Murray's running game is certainly electrifying, but his arm is also special, which is why I think his best NFL comparison is Patrick Mahomes. Like Mahomes, Murray's throwing motion is a textbook example of kinetic linking. This fluid transfer of energy from the ground up makes his arm act like a whip cracking where the end of the whip is moving the fastest. This is why Murray can make a 50-mile-per-hour pass look effortless. But with a compromised kinetic chain, he's still dangerous. Driving off the right leg, the left leg kicks forward to accentuate forward momentum, and Murray's hips rotate at more than 500 degrees per second. That's roughly 25% faster than average. Enables him to throw strikes on the raw.
Kyler Murray, who's 4'7". I don't really see any similarities between Kyler Murray and Patrick Mahomes. Certainly not when the game gets important. None. I just think that there really is no comparison for Patrick Mahomes currently in the NFL. I really don't think that there's a comparison, actually. Like, not even a little bit. Not at all. Rob, when you see Cam Ward, is there a quarterback that you're reminded of?
Ooh, that's a good question. Cam Ward's a little bit unique because I think he's a really good prospect. I don't want to come out like I'm anti-Cam Ward, but I think there are drafts in the past where Cam Ward would not have been the can't-miss number one. Oh, can you believe they got him kind of guy? I don't know he's can't miss. So I'm trying to think of a quarterback that is a good player that I thought, hey, they can be good, but I don't know they're going to be transcending. Because that's kind of how I feel about Cam Ward. Just kind of thinking through. He's got good athleticism, good arm, but I guess maybe he's got a little C.J. Stroud to his game. Like, that's the closest I can compare off the top of my head. And C.J. Stroud's a good quarterback, but I don't think it's can't miss number one. You got to take that guy type of play.
Are you a believer in Cam Ward? Now, some of it I do think with Cam Ward is a scarcity at the position this year. He is the best quarterback in this draft class, and quarterback is so important. That's definitely pushing him to number one. Like, I don't think that he is one of those prospects. Like, we've seen guys who were the number one undeniable. Like, I don't think he's the same prospect that Kyler Murray was coming out or that Caleb Williams were. And we could find other players. Like, there are knocks in his game, but I think that he has a chance to turn out to be a good pro, a pretty decent pro. And I think if that's the case, then I don't really think you have a choice in order. I think you have to take him with the number one overall pick if you're the Tennessee Titans. Like, I don't think you can choose to move on from Cam Ward and go take Abdul Carter with the number one overall pick. And I love Travis Hunter. I don't think you can take Travis Hunter with the number one overall pick if you're Tennessee, not when you have the question mark that you have at the quarterback position. I think they're kind of forced to take him, and you get him, and you try your best to try to make it work with him as the number one overall pick.
I just Googled it. I want to see what some people said online just to kind of get a better feel. Ben Roethlisberger is something you see a lot online with a comparison for him. You also see a lot of Vikings era Sam Darnold is another thing you see. Like, I think he has a chance to be a good pro, but I feel like a lot of the hype and buzz around him is because he's in a really bad quarterback draft. Because, like, Shador has question marks, and then it's barren wasteland. I wouldn't waste a first round pick on Jackson Dart or Tyler, what's his name, the kid from Louisville. You know, he's like the flavor of the month type of guy right now. He's the hot commodity.
There's always somebody like that.
I think he transferred from Oregon or Texas Tech. Tyler, show something like that. I think Cam Ward has a chance to be good. I don't know Cam Ward is a can't miss number one guy. So I like him the best of this class, but I don't love him as a prospect. Like, if you were to put him in last year's draft class, where does he get drafted? You got Jaden Daniels, you got Michael Penix, you got Caleb Williams. If he was in last year's draft class, where's he going 1 through? Bo Nix, where is he falling in that group?
Yeah, I think I'd rather actually take him than I would have taken Bo Nix, and I would have taken him ahead of Michael Penix. I think he's probably the third best quarterback in last year's draft class. Now, I can admit this. I was wrong on Bo Nix. I didn't think that Bo Nix had the ceiling that he currently has. I think Bo Nix has a chance to be a pretty good quarterback in the league. You know what I think happened to Bo Nix? And, Rob, we make this comparison much more in an NBA draft sense. A guy like the kid from Auburn, Johni Broome, you're 24 years old. Sure, maybe there's not a ceiling for you to get better, but that kind of scares NBA teams off, and they end up drafting an 18 or 19-year-old with potential. And they normally pass on the older player that can just step in right away and play. I think I underestimated that part with Bo Nix. The fact that you and I both made fun of how old he is, man, the fact that he has played high-level football, whether it was in the Pac-12 a couple of seasons ago or in the SEC and Auburn for as long as he did, man, you played 100 high-level college football games. Now, obviously, there's a jump going to the next level, but it wasn't going to be as big as I think you and I kind of made it sound like whenever we were discussing him as a prospect. That stuff matters. And I think what usually happens with some of these draft prospects and what would scare me off now with some of these guys is we've seen if you don't play a lot of college football, it's hard to make up that learning curve. It's hard to do that if you're Trey Lance and you only started 1 year down in 1AA. It's hard to make that up if you're Anthony Richardson and you only have 400 pass attempts in college. If you're Bo Nix, you threw 2,000 passes in the SEC. Like, you got a lot of on-the-job training that I think prepared you to step into the league a little bit. So I'm willing to say I was just wrong on Bo Nix as a prospect last year.
I think, and you know what? It's probably the NBA part of my brain that made me do this. Because I don't think this is a one-for-one comparison. But remember when Jalen Brunson came out of Villanova? He had cooked Kansas in the Final Four. Just awful. It was a miserable time to watch.
Really good comparison about Jalen Brunson.
But Jalen Brunson was, hey, there's no ceiling, there's no ceiling, there's no ceiling. Jalen Brunson's a great NBA player now. He's maybe not a superstar, but he's a great NBA player. I think I let my NBA brain get in the way with Bo Nix, and I thought to myself, hey, 24, 25-year-olds, they ain't gonna work. You'd rather develop a 21-year-old. There is a place in the league for players like Bo Nix. I think we have to view that as the Jalen Brunson type. There are definitely Brandon Whedon types who are too old and it's not going to work, but you're right. We were probably too unfairly harsh on him for his age.
Coming up on the other side, why don't we talk a little bit of Royals baseball? We haven't talked a whole lot of baseball today. The Royals lose their game yesterday to the New York Yankees. I think we've already reached kind of an impasse with the Royals, and I'll explain. Keep it right here, The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey baseball fans, there's no better place to bet the long ball than BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Swing confidently on your home run bet with BetMGM's no sweat home run token. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your token. Then activate your token when you place a bet on any player to hit a home run. If you lose your bet, you will receive your stake back in bonus bets. BetMGM is the best place to bet the long ball. Don't miss out on our lineup of exciting promotions for the MLB season. The action is on deck at BetMGM, the king of the big swing. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, it's Cody Tapp, and if you're in the same boat as me, you're looking at someone, you're like, I can't keep living like this. I want to get to my weight loss goal. I want to finally meet those things. Well, I did. 6 weeks, 30 pounds. That's what I did over at Awaken 180's at-home program. I worked with them over the phone. I got online. They got a great app. See what recipes they had available for me. See what things they had to make it easy to do this process with them. I know you want to find out more. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com, and see how with no medications, no gym, and no calorie counting, just the support every week and free support for life. Look, summer's coming up. Maybe it's the pool, maybe it's vacation, maybe you just want more energy to play with your kids or be at those youth sports like I wanted. You can do all of that thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Find out more. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just two deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks, you know? Like us?
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
If you're like me and you're trying to break through with that boring lunch routine, I've got the option for you. I discovered lunch at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Forget the after-lunch fast food coma. The Hy-Vee Market Grill offers fast and fresh options with made-to-order burgers, salads, sandwiches, and wraps, like the 3-cheese patty melt, the crispy chicken or Cobb salad, BLT or tenderloin sandwich, and my personal favorite, the peanut butter bacon burger. For high quality and great value, freshen up your lunch routine at the Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Hop into Hy-Vee for all your Easter needs, like baskets, candy, chocolate bunnies, and more. Treat your family to Easter brunch at the Market Grill. Just $24.99 for adults, $7.99 for children, and kids 5 and under eat free. Staying home? Try Hy-Vee's Easter meal deal for just $30. Get all the fixins you need to feed your ducklings spiral sliced ham, russet potatoes and gravy, green bean casserole, and bakery fresh rolls. Make this your most excellent Easter ever, only at Hy-Vee.
Red Hot Car Giveaway, only at Harris, Kansas City. Saturday, April 26th, one lucky winner will win a brand new Red Hot Lexus ES350. Harris is giving away $2,500 in free play every 15 minutes from 7 p.m. till 10:45 p.m. At 11, 2 winners will receive $5,000 in free play, and 1 person will win $10,000 cash. And 1 person drives home a brand new Lexus ES350. Visit our website for full details. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at Hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to Hims.com/joy. That's Hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This hour on 96.5 The Fan is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
North and southbound 435 at Kansas Avenue still closed for that collision in the median. Things heavy southbound, but northbound 435 remains the heaviest. Traffic back over Holiday Drive. Two-car crash downtown eastbound 670 just before 35. And stalled out car blocking the left lane of westbound 670 right at 13th Street. I'm Lori Pearson, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
I'm going to admit something to you guys that maybe I shouldn't admit, but it's the truth, and I try to tell you guys the truth about these things. I think we are in a holding pattern right now with the Royals because there is nothing new with the Royals. There is nothing new. The Royals have had the same problem now for 10 straight days. How the Royals lost yesterday is how they've lost all the games that they've played. They don't score enough. And I don't mean in like a very obvious, well, of course you didn't score enough, you lost. I mean, they scored one run yesterday in Yankee Stadium. You're not beating any Yankee team ever scoring one run in that ballpark. This has been a problem for the Royals all season. They don't score. I'm not here to tell you things you don't know. I don't have any new stats today on how their offense is underperformed. I don't feel the need to do that for you every single day. The Royals have lost 4 of their last 6 games. They have struggled to score. It feels like we are in this pattern that, for the most part, everybody has taken a side on this. You have either taken the it's early, let's wait and see side, or you are in panic mode. I was on Royals Review earlier today, getting ready for the show, and they were having the conversation about whether or not the Royals should fire their hitting coach. When you start having that conversation, that's like when you start getting mad at the offensive play caller in football. That's when you start having the what's wrong with Matt Nagy conversation. If that's where we are in the baseball season, 3 weeks into it, we're now talking about firing the hitting coach. Some of you have reached the panic side of it. And you guys know my stance on this. I am not looking at this in just a 17-game vacuum of this season. The Royals have had this same offensive problem dating back to last year as well. This is a 50-game problem that they have had where they just don't score consistently. I gave you guys the stat yesterday. They have now played 50 games since Vinny broke his thumb. They have scored 143 runs in those 50 games. If you can't consistently score 3 runs in 2025, you're just going to be inconsistent. And the Royals have been inconsistent. They were inconsistent in September. They've been inconsistent to start off April. That's just kind of where you are if you don't score. So that's why I say, I think with the Royals, there's only really one topic. This is where we are. The Royals offense is scuffling, and we are waiting on certain individuals to get going. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, Jonathan India, you are waiting to see. And then there is a group of players, or maybe the offense as a whole, of you that are panicked about where they are. But I think we're just kind of in this holding pattern at least until the end of the month. So we got a couple more weeks of this. Now, maybe the Royals get themselves out of this offensive rut. Could start today. They're at Yankee Stadium. You go out there, you score 8 runs, and that kind of fuels this offense and carries them, and you get the bats going. It's possible. It's possible that you do that when you come back home. You got Colorado. That team's not good. You got Houston for a homestand, and maybe that's when we get there. But it just feels like to me we are at we'll just wait and see until we get to about May 1st. Until we get to about May 1st, and maybe it's more fair, I would say, they have a pretty long homestand starting on May 4th. They play a 4-game series against the White Sox, and then they have a 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox. So they have a week of home games. So there's still a little bit of time, I think, before anything is going to change, or I think that you can overreact to the Royals. That's when we start to get to guys have 100 ABs. Guys start to have 125 ABs. But that's kind of where I am with this team. 913-586-7965. I don't have it in me to tell you every day they can't score. You know they can't score. You know they can't. You watch the same games that I'm watching. You do not go into these games thinking that the Royals are going to win 6-3. You don't go into it. Now, they could win today 3-2. They could go in there and win 4-2 today. You don't feel confident that they're going to score a lot or break through offensively. So I guess all of this is just, I think we are currently in a holding pattern. As more time has to develop, we have to get more information. We have to get more data about the Royals to kind of figure out exactly how to resolve the problem when it comes to their offense.
I think we've hit the point in the baseball calendar where I think early in the baseball season, everyone treats baseball games like football. Every one game is we have to react to every one thing. Oh, my goodness, so-and-so made an error. This team defensively is bad. Oh, this guy's not. So-and-so went to the bullpen. They went to this game. So-and-so didn't get it done. This is a sign. Bad bullpen work. But we have now reached the point in the sports calendar where I think we are understandably adjusting for what the sport is. It is a sample size sport. And you're right, the Royals offense has been bad in the 16, 17 games they've played this season. But we don't judge baseball over 16, 17 game sample size. That's what, the 10th of the way through the season? We can say it's bad, but I think we still need more data before we make wide, sweeping judgments.
I'm with you, and I guess my point in all of this is I think right now there is a disagreement on Royals fans about when that sample size starts. There is a disagreement, right? The sample size to me goes back to last year. This team is virtually the same. They're virtually the same. This is the 2024 Royals offense plus Jonathan India. They didn't make any other major changes. Yes, Garcia is performing a little bit better than he did last year. It's been great. He's just been better than he was last year. You're going to get some guys that improve, some guys that regress. That's the way that all teams work, but they didn't really have any radical shakeup. So for me, the sample size just starts earlier. For some fans, the sample size starts on opening day. And that's where I think you guys are overreacting. Let's wait and see. So if you're giving Kyle Isbell more time, great. If you're giving MJ Melendez, and I don't think that's the wrong stance to have, I think that's the stance that the team is taking. They're not sending MJ Melendez down right now. They're still going to put Biggio out there. They're not doing anything radical. So we just got to wait to see if they get themselves out of it. But there is no question they are in the middle of what has been a prolonged slump. They're bottom 5 in runs scored. They've been bottom 5 in runs scored now for the last 2 months of regular season baseball, if you go back to last season. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like, you can't make the playoffs offensively the way that they are, and that's all I'm evaluating them on this season. That is a standard that I think you can hold the Royals to. Are you playing at a way that gives you a chance to win your division? And at least right now, they're not. But you can't win your division on April 15th. And you and I talked about this yesterday about treading water. You're 8-9. You're not out of it by any means. You're still hanging around. And I think the hope is that eventually you'll get the bats to wake up. You'll get the bats to wake up. We can keep this conversation going on the other side, 913-586-7965, about where you guys are with the Royals right now. I just think we're in a holding pattern right now. I think we're in the let's see how this plays itself out, and we'll give this a couple of weeks until we potentially press the panic button. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Hey, it's Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Biggest slowdowns happening right now are north and southbound 435, where the closure is taking place at Kansas Avenue, cleaning up a collision that is now off in the median. So they've got both sides, both directions of traffic closed until they can get that cleared out. We will keep you posted. The northbound 435 seeing the biggest delays past Holiday Drive. Also looking at a crash downtown, eastbound 670 just before 35 on the shoulder, but still lots of heavy traffic in the downtown loop. I'm Lori Pearson, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Holy cow, you've done it again.
We've done it again, Toby. We won the President's Award again this year. This is the 22nd time we've been awarded this awesome honor from Ford Motor Company.
But what is the President's Award?
The President's Award is the top award Ford Motor Company gives its dealers for excellence in customer satisfaction in both sales and service and their sales penetration numbers. So we are super honored to have received this award for the 22nd time.
It covers the whole works at Lewisburg Ford.
Absolutely, and it's a testament to the awesome people we have working at Lewisburg Ford and helping our customers, and it really shows with this award because it's only a few dealers that get it, and we've done it 22 times.
I guarantee you this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck in the Midwest.
Absolutely. You couple that President's Award lineage with our no-hassle Toby Tobin pricing, it does not get any better than that.
What is your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Or LewisburgFord.com.
During the NBA play-in tournament, FanDuel is giving all new customers a shot at $250 in bonus bets. Join FanDuel today. You'll get started with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. From three-pointers to steals to assists to who you think will get a double-double, who you think will make the first basket of the game. FanDuel has so many ways to bet on your favorite player props. Plus, even after a game tips off, you can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win real big. So visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to get in on all the NBA play-in tournament action. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with nominal drawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after street restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
At Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank, we're partnering to help make your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth, cash flow management, and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Together, we're building extraordinary impact in business, wealth, and community. Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank. Member FDIC.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. With 56 million winning tickets last year, anyone can win big. So set your destination to winning, like gas stations, grocery stores, or anywhere you can buy a ticket. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it?
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
Here's today's six-man picks, presented by DraftKings Pick 6.
The play-in tournament begins tonight. In the first game, consider taking Ja Morant to score more than 26.5 points. He's averaged 30 over his last 5 games, so this feels like a good value pick. In the later game, consider picking Franz Wagner to score less than 25.5 points. Atlanta held him below his total in 2 of 3 regular season matchups.
Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and lock in your picks before tip-off with code MyPicks. That's code MyPicks for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void or prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go. The best deals on airport parking.
Step up to the plate and hit a home run with Casey's best airport parking. It's Park & Go. Great service, low price, zero hassle, open 24/7, and all spots are covered. Don't get caught looking. Strike 3. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com.
Your chance to win $965 plus an autographed Chiefs helmet as part of our draft contest when we broadcast live from the landing in Liberty during the first round on April 24th. The Fans Draft Party. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
I just thought of this about the Royals, and I want to get you guys' take on it. 913-586-7965. I want to read this text to you guys really quickly. C-Dot, we don't need any more of your feedback. You said it last time. The Royals' last 50 games, they've sucked offensively. We know that the Royals are the same offensively as last year's roster. All right, well, if you don't want my feedback on the Royals, it's kind of hard to talk about the Royals as a topic, but that's neither here nor there. This is my question. Now, some of you have older kids, and maybe this analogy will hit home. Maybe your teenager was really bad at a subject. Let's say that your teenager was really bad at math, was getting Fs. And you're like, you're better than this. This is unacceptable. I need you to get your grades up. And you know what? Through hard work, your student has now turned that F into a C+. You're happy. Hey, look, I knew you could apply yourself. I knew you were better than this. And now your kid consistently gets C+ in math. You're passing, you understand, but you're not an exemplary student. And now, if you continue to ride that kid and get mad, I imagine at one point your teenager comes to you and says, well, wait, what do you want? You told me to work hard. You told me to try. I've turned my grades around. I am just not an A math student. I imagine some of you have had this argument. This is, I guess, the point of all of this. Are we potentially being greedy with the Royals? Because I have sat here and I've said it. You've said it. I imagine the text line has said it. All I want the Royals to do is be competitive, right? All I want the Royals to do is be competitive. We were looking at 3 seasons, Rob, where they lost 104, 106, and 111 games, and the season was over. We didn't even want to talk about them. Rob, it wasn't that long ago where we were told by our boss, if you don't have anything good to say about the Royals, don't talk about them, period. It wasn't that long ago the Royals were mad at us for doing shows where we were highlighting that we were not talking about the Kansas City Royals. This was like in the last 2-3 years. The Royals have now got to a point where they look like a C-plus student. Everybody would have taken that 4 years ago, right? I don't know if this Royals team is going to be an A student. I just don't think so. I don't think we need 162 games to say that. They might turn things around. This team doesn't have enough offense on their current roster to be an A student. I think you can say that now at this point. Now, are they better than being the 26th ranked offense? Sure. What's the ceiling for this offense, you think? Is it 3rd, 4th, 5th? Can they be a top 10 offense? I don't know if they have the pieces to do all of those things. Have the Royals reached maybe their capacity of what this core can be offensively? And should we be happy with that, given the fact for about 5 years, all we asked them to do is be exactly what they are right now? Capable. We asked them to be a team that would make you want to go out to the ballpark. They're that, right? They're a team that you would go take your kids to go watch. They're a team that you would go on a date on a Thursday night and go out there to the ballpark. They're fun. They're exciting. They've got players that you know and household names, and they kept Bobby Witt Jr. I would say whatever your goals were for the Royals in 2018, they've accomplished them finally in 2025. And now the problem with the Royals is I think there is a desire for more. There's grades higher than a C+. You can get a B. You can get an A. You can be on the honor roll. I don't know if the Royals got honor roll pieces to be an A student right now.
I think what you're explaining, and it's something we've talked about on the show a lot. Remember when KU football was really bad and people were like, I bet KU would build a statue if a coach went 6-6 there. He'd be the greatest thing since ever.
They have that coach now.
Lance Leipold did that. You know what happened the following year? He won 9 games. You know what happened last year? Fans were mad at Lance Leipold. Fans were down on Kansas football. There was a time where me and you had Jason Brown on the show because he was advocating for the job, and there were people who thought, well, he's not the worst candidate possible.
I remember.
Like, it was bad. But now, you go poll KU fans, hey, you happy last year? No, they're angry. They went 5-7. That would have been a parade in 2021. I think the Royals are experiencing a little of that now. You got, for your grade analogy, you got the C+ because you saw them work hard. You saw the development. And you're thinking to yourself, hey, if you keep on this path, maybe you can be a B- student. Maybe you can take that next step. Maybe you can be a B student. No one's asking the Royals to be an A+ honor roll, be on the dean's list type of student. What we're asking them to do is, hey, you went from failing grade to like embarrassment to better to, C+ type of grade. We don't want to see you go back to C, C-, D+. We want to see you keep rising up. That's what fans are always doing. So do I think the Royals get in this season as a B- student? I still think that's possible. I think maybe people that thought they were going to be a B+ A- student are now admitting I was wrong and fans are reactionary, but I still think there's a chance for improvement. It's just going to be marginal and it takes time.
And maybe I'm off on this. 913-586-7965. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong in this. I think the Royals have achieved the goal of a majority of Royals fans. Now, not your diehard, Royals Review, Kings of Kaufman. I don't think they have reached that goal. I think the goal for the Royals, for most people in Kansas City, is be fun entertainment until football is back. I think that's their number one thing they want the Royals to be. Obviously, it'd be great if they were a World Series team. It'd be great if they were those things. I don't think people are torn up about it. The Royals have never really consistently been that team. Can the Royals be a team that in July, you want to go out to the ballpark? Can they keep your interest enough? And the moment that Patrick Mahomes gets to St. Joe, you put the Royals down and you pick up the thing that you really want more than anything. I think the Royals have finally accomplished that. And that's why I asked the question, have now we gotten to the point of being greedy with the Royals? They've done that thing. And now we are holding them to a standard that, quite honestly, in my 36 years of life, Robin, your 30-something years of life, there have not been many seasons that we are holding them to, hey, you guys need to win your division, or this season is a disappointment. They've never had that expectation. When have we ever talked about the Royals like they were that kind of team? Hey, if you guys don't have a winning record, you failed. We've never talked about the Royals like that in our lifetime. It's always been, hey, can you guys just be competitive? Can you guys just be fun? Hey, I want to go to Buck Night. Hey, I want to go out and get a bobblehead doll. Hey, it's a nice night. I got free tickets from work. I want to go out to the stadium. They've accomplished that. You wanted to see them spend money to keep Bobby Witt Jr. They did that. When there was a chance they could lose Lugo, when there was a chance they could use Michael Waka, they went out, they spent the money to keep him. They've kept the guys they're supposed to keep. They've kept the superstar they're supposed to have. And they've reached a point where you're not embarrassed by them anymore. Because that was the real problem. You were embarrassed by the Royals. You're not embarrassed by it anymore. They're fine. They're fine.
And I think fans, and I think we're saying the same thing, have said, you've stopped embarrassing me. Now, I don't want you to be, the Yankees. I'm not holding you to the Dodgers standard, but in July and August, when I don't want to put you all the way down. I think fans now, because of a little taste of success, a little spoonful of success, they went, oh, I want more of that. And I think Royals fans are now asking, hey, you nailed it. You had me interested in the football season, and even during football season, I went out to the ballpark, and I watched this team, and they were in the playoffs, and I was locked in. But now they want, hey, I don't want to just keep an eye on you on my phone in August. I want to be invested in August. And that's that next step. And I think through 17 games, it does not look like the Royals are giving fans that next step. They still can. It's 17 games in. But I think fans feel like, okay, I was starting to get all the way on the boat, and now, wait a second, it feels all same old, same old. I still think fans want the next step with the Royals, and they're not getting it, and they feel hurt.
Text line 913-586-7965. CDOT, our expectations are higher because we have one of the best players in the world. We don't want to waste him. Somebody else said we've also never had a top 2 player in baseball. I understand that the sports are different. They have a top 5 player in baseball, and they gave him Jonathan India for help this offseason. That's all they gave him. They didn't give anybody else. Is that the Royals' expectation?
To be fair, if we're going to hold to the same standard, the Chiefs have the best player in sports, and they gave him a right guard.
Yeah, but to be fair, though,
I guess they gave him a backup left tackle, too.
And, it's always been, last year they could have lost Chris Jones. They paid Chris Jones. Now, I'm with you. They haven't gone out in free agency, but if there have been good players of theirs that they want to keep, they have spent the money in recent year, and they have drafted and developed. I understand the differences in the sport, salary cap, everybody's on the same page, etc. I'm saying is, this past offseason, it was a realization to everybody. Not that we think we have a special player. We know we have a special player. And over the entire winter, over the entire spring, they gave him Jonathan India. That's all they gave him. They gave him Jonathan India and said, hey, go figure it out. That's it. They didn't give anybody else. They saw that whole outfield, and it was like, hey, you know what? These guys are going to be better. These guys are going to be better than they were before. And you guys are asking fair questions. What's wrong with having different expectations? The Chiefs did. I'm with you. I'm simply saying that I think you guys have always had big, lofty expectations with the Chiefs. I'm not sure if people have ever had that for the Royals, whether it's fair or unfair. I think people have always wanted the Royals to be a nice distraction and something to get us through until football season finally gets here. And I think they've accomplished that finally. I don't think people think they're going to win the World Series or they're not. I think they have turned into a fun, viable entertainment option that you are proud of. I think they've accomplished that. Now, have they built a competitive team that can win a championship? We got questions. We got questions. But I think what their number one purpose is, I actually think they've achieved it. We can keep this conversation going, 913-586-7965. We'll also talk some NFL draft and get you ready. We are less than 10 days away from the start of the draft. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
There are some exciting new menu options at Gates Barbecue. It's Carrington Harrison here from The Drive, telling you about my favorite barbecue restaurant in town. Check out the Gates Burnt E Mac. It is some delicious mac and cheese that is topped with some Gates Burnt In. It's a meal all by itself. You also can get the onion ring split. So you get a little bit of that classic Gates fries. You also get some of their delicious onion rings. They also have the chicken link, which I had it a couple of days ago. Absolutely tender. It's got that classic Gates flavor, that seasoning to it. It's definitely worth checking out. It's getting warmer outside, so that means you are taking the grill out of the garage and you are planning on cooking for yourself. So make sure you got some of that classic Gates sauce and seasonings for whatever your meal is. We're also heading into the summer and the spring, so the next time you go to the grocery store, make sure you're equipped for all of those things and make sure that you include Gates Barbecue. You don't have to just do that. Maybe you're still trying to figure out dinner plans. Go in today and make sure that you have that taken care of. There's a lot of barbecue options in town, but there's one that is a cut above the rest, and you know where it is. It's Gates Barbecue.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I want to keep telling you about my progress over at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. I've lost 30 pounds, which was my goal, thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, maybe you got the pool, vacations, life got busy on you. It did for me. I wanted to make a change so I had more energy for my kids, so that the superbone foot didn't hurt anymore. And I'm feeling so much better. The pressure off my knees, and I've had 3 surgeries, so I needed that. And everything else in between has made me feel so much better over at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 6 weeks, 30 pounds. That's what I did, and you can do as well. I did it with no medications, no extra working out, no calorie counting, just the help with the people over at the Awaken 180 at-home program. At home, meaning you don't have to leave your house in order to talk to Awaken 180. Make sure your summer is everything you want it to be and give them a call. 844-346-1800 or find out even more online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This is a story of the one.
As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really good guitar solo.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
435 north and southbound both closed at Kansas Avenue, clearing out a collision that is now in the median between the two directions of freeway. Keep you posted on when that reopens. Right now, the biggest delays are the northbound lanes, seeing traffic backed up almost to Johnson Drive. Also seeing things looking heavy into downtown northbound 35 and out of downtown over the Bond Bridge. I'm Lori Pearson, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey Kansas City, it's Bobby Witt Jr. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into The Drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you on this wonderful Tuesday. We are getting off a little bit earlier today because the Royals are in New York. Rob, I might have asked you this earlier. I can't remember. Have you ever been to Yankee Stadium before? I have never been to Yankee Stadium before. It is one of those stadiums that's on my bucket list. It's not super high on the list. I'd rather go to Fenway Park than go there, but certainly a stadium at some point in my life I'd like to go.
I have never been to Yankee Stadium. I've never done Yankee Stadium, never done Fenway, I've never done Dodger Stadium. I'm 0 for 3. I guess I've done Wrigley, so I'm 1 for 4 on iconic baseball stadiums across Major League Baseball. I have never done Yankee Stadium. I never saw old Yankee Stadium either. Like, a part of me would be interested, but you've been to New York. When you go visit New York, you're not really being like, man, let's go to the Bronx. That's not really how you're treating it when you're there as a tourist.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go see the stadium. I don't know what else is in the Bronx that I'd be walking around touring.
That's
it's
the
one
thing.
of those
It's like,
things.
yeah.
I just want to go see the stadium, and then I want to get back home. What's the coolest stadium that you've been to before? Let's remove, I guess, I've been to Wrigley before. I don't know if you've been to Wrigley before.
Yeah.
Is there another stadium that's on the list? I really liked Dodger Stadium. I thought Dodger Stadium was really cool.
I've never done Dodger Stadium. I hear good things. I'm trying to think. I mean, you know what? Coors Field is not like iconic or anything, but Coors Field is really cool. So I would say Coors Field is probably my answer.
This is the thing. I actually don't think that Coors Field is that cool. I think where it is really cool. That's the difference in the two things. I think that Coors Field, like in itself, is fine. I think what makes Coors Field so cool is it is in the middle of a very booming downtown. And right when you leave the stadium, you can just do all these other things. I think the stadium, though, is fine.
That's probably fair. There's a lot I've wanted to see and try, but as far as like, ooh, that's the cool. I mean, again, excluding Wrigley, because Wrigley is just that.
Wrigley's all of it.
Wrigley's all of it, yeah.
Wrigley's the fact that it's in a neighborhood. The stadium is also really cool. The ivy, the history behind it. That's what makes it a really cool place to go.
I was in Chicago, went to Wrigley, did the whole thing, and I was like, you know what? I want to see a White Sox game too. I don't know what it's called now. At the time, it was Cellular Field. Dumpster. Absolute dumpster.
I've only seen it from the outside. I've actually never been to U.S.
There is no reason to go out there.
I'm trying to think of a base. I went to, last year I went to the A's stadium.
Oh,
I went
to the Coliseum?
Yeah, I did go to the Coliseum, and it was as advertised. It was as advertised. That's all I will say. I did love just Oakland has had its own like culture and energy and feel. I mean, walking to the stadium and taking the train, that part was really cool. But then when you got in there, it was kind of a reminder of this probably used to be a really fun experience. It's just not anymore. It's just not a fun experience anymore. It was bad. I can't lie to you. The A's stadium was as bad as you've heard it. That's how it was.
What's your best outside Wrigley? Oh, you went to San Fran last year, so yeah, that's.
I like San Francisco Stadium.
That's gotta be
too.
one.
Yeah, I like San Francisco Stadium. I like Dodger Stadium. It was just something cool about it.
It's in the middle of nowhere, though, isn't it? Like
it's not that far from. It's in a relative California sense. It's not that far away from the things. Now, most things in California are kind of spread out, but Dodger Stadium's not that far away. It's like 15 minutes from Staples Center.
Is it 15 minutes like by mileage?
No, 15 minutes in like an actual car. No, it's not that. It's not that far though. It's It's actually not that far from Staples Center. We were talking about this earlier. In case you missed it, we'll get back to the draft here coming up in a bit. But we actually know somebody that has played Augusta. This is actually now the second person I know that has played Augusta. Patrick Mahomes. I guess I know him. He has played Augusta. We didn't get a chance to ask him his score. Next year, we will ask him. We also know Dave Scretta. Dave Scretta works for the Associated Press, and he recently won a lottery. So what they do is everybody who is credentialed, you can put your name into a hat, and they pick a select people from the media to actually play the course. Well, he won the lottery this year. He got a chance to play it. We asked him the question if he thinks the average golfer could break 100 at Augusta. Here's what he said.
A weekend warrior would not break 100. I played a lot of golf growing up. I don't play as much anymore. If I'm playing back home on like a normal course, I'm going to shoot around 80, like 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, depending on how I play. I shot 95 and played my butt off. J.J. Watt shot 103, he said. So it's just so unbelievably difficult. And there's no secrets. Like, there it is right in front of you. There's no surprises. But when you get to the greens, I mean, it is so difficult. If you don't have a caddy telling you what to do, where to go, the breaks, I mean, you're going to three-putt every green. It's just so hard.
You know what? I've come around officially. I really have. I've come around. I think the average person can shoot 100 at Augusta. I asked Dave what he shot. He said he shot a 93. Now, he is playing from the members' tees and not the championship tees. He's not shooting from the same tees that Rory shot from or Bryson or none of those guys, but these are just the member tees. These are the ones that the regular person goes to shoot from. He said he shot a 93. Maybe Spector was telling the truth. Maybe Drew was telling the truth. Maybe they could go to Augusta. They could go to the Masters course, and they could shoot 100. I'm actually on their side now.
I'm going to give them a puncher's chance from the members' tees. Because he also said J.J. Watt shot, 103? I think Drew, I think this is happening. They're trying to get him into some qualifier to try to get on the Corn Ferry Tour. He's probably the best golfer at the station. I think he could be 95 to 100 from the members' tees at Augusta. Speck or Dusty, probably the second or third best golfer in the building, depending on day, time, all the stuff. I think they're probably in that same range. If they're not hitting well, it could get away from them fast. They're hitting great. I think that's the window. But I don't think there is a snowball's chance in hell anyone in this building and most people in this city are hitting under 100 if they are playing the championship tees. No chance. Maybe Tom Watson is listening to the show right now, and yeah,
I don't know if Tom Watson at his age is shooting 100 from the championship tees.
He could probably say under 100 for a singular round.
Man, old now. No disrespect to Tom Watson. He old, though. He probably need to be shooting from the Masters for the members' tees, too. I'm on the side if you shoot from the regular tees, you could break 100 now. I didn't know before. But now that we know somebody that's done it and somebody that's like, hey, I'm a good golfer. I'm a good golfer. I shot a 93. I'm now on that way more people could do it than we think could do it.
I think more people could. I don't know they will. Does that make sense? Like, I think they have a better chance, but I don't think it's a guarantee. Like, Drew last week was talking like it's a foregone conclusion he's breaking 100 at Augusta. I think he has a puncher's chance. Like a puncher's chance. I think people don't understand how difficult that course plays.
I want to talk about the NFL draft for just a bit because I understand this isn't a need for the Chiefs, but I think the quarterback draft topics are always very interesting. I was looking this up because I think there is a belief in the draft that you shouldn't reach on a quarterback And if one falls to you in the second, third, fourth round, then you should take them. Every year, I feel like we try to talk ourselves into a Kyle McCord or a Will Howard or whomever. We try to talk ourselves into, we don't like quarterback prospect 3, 4, or 5. You shouldn't take them. You should wait and then take somebody in the third round. We do this every single year. So what I wanted to do was I looked up, these are all of the quarterbacks in the last 10 years who have made the Pro Bowl. So not talking all pro, just who have made the Pro Bowl who were not first round quarterbacks. So I know that the belief is that everybody makes the Pro Bowl, but that's not really how it works at quarterback. You got to be a pretty good quarterback to at least be a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. These are the lists. So this is from the most recent Pro Bowl back 10 years. These are the last 10 years of the Pro Bowl. Brock Purdy, Andy Dalton, Tony Romo, Tyrod Taylor, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, and Kirk Cousins. Those are, doesn't matter what round, quarterbacks not drafted in the first round that simply made the Pro Bowl. Now, I don't got to go through this list again. I didn't hear a lot of quarterbacks that you guys would deem to be franchise quarterbacks. I didn't hear a lot of quarterbacks that you would feel comfortable paying them what the market says that they are. And we can acknowledge that Brady in 2015, he is just a very unique case because of how long he played. Who's the best quarterback out of that list? Is it Jalen Hurts? Maybe it's Russell Wilson during this time. Some people might argue that it's Brock Purdy. Maybe you would argue Dak Prescott. But a majority of these quarterbacks, they are guys that the general public doesn't feel like you can win a championship with. I'm not saying that drafting a first-round quarterback is the key that unlocks everything. Teams miss on first-round picks all the time at quarterback. But I do think that for the most part, history tells you if you were going to take a quarterback and you were counting on this being your long-term solution, you need to do it in round one. You got to do it in round one. Because if you were sitting around and waiting and hoping that somebody's going to fall to you in the draft or be there in round 3 and you're smarter than everybody else, yeah, you'll be smarter than everybody else if you're simply trying to find a capable starter, not if you're trying to find that guy. That guy usually doesn't exist at pick 97. That guy usually doesn't exist at pick 25. You need to be somewhere in the top 20 if you were trying to find a long-term solution and a Super Bowl solution at the quarterback position. I mean, you go through that list. I mean, these are good quarterbacks. Like, you're not mad if you have Derek Carr as your starting quarterback. That was the guy that took teams to the playoffs. There was a year where he was in the MVP conversation. But I always feel like when we have these conversations about the draft, I think we always forget one, to me, what seems very obvious point. The better prospects go earlier in the draft. So whatever it is that you need, your best bet on really hitting at that is to take them earlier and not later. Now, yes, you can find a high-level pass rusher later, a good corner later. Yes, there are obviously players that fall through, and there are exceptions to every single rule. But if you need a left tackle, the place to find them is not in round 5. It's in round 1. If you need a quarterback, the place to find them is in round 1. If you need a high-end wide receiver, the place to usually find them is somewhere in the first 32 picks. And quarterback especially, if your plan is to wait. So if you're Cleveland, if you're New Orleans this year, if you're one of those teams, the Giants, and you are unsure about what you are going to do, if you're not going to take either Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart, history tells you you are probably wasting your time. Because those are just the guys that made it. We can give you plenty of examples of guys who were drafted in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round that didn't make it. That's just the ones who have over the last 10 years. And that's only 11 quarterbacks. It ain't that many. There's a lot of picks between picks the 2nd round and the end of the draft. Your chances of hitting on those quarterbacks are just, they're not good.
That's why, now listen, if I'm ESPN, I'm not super elated about this year's draft because there's like very little star power, but you know, it's still the NFL, so it'll do well on television. But I think if you're ESPN, you're happy this year because how many mock drafts have you seen, Carrington, where there's quarterbacks going early in round 2, it's Jalen Milroe, sometimes Tyler Show from Louisville is early. Some mocks have Jackson Dart not in the first round. Like, you pull your favorite mock draft, you're going to see 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks from picks, 33 to like 60, which is a little bit of an outlier historically. So I'm intrigued by the draft this year because if you're the Bills, if you're the Chiefs, you're the Eagles, if you're, pick a playoff team that's picking in spots, 24 through 32, I would imagine they're going to be getting calls because they're that coveted 5th year and a guy they don't want to fall in the 2nd round and they get to make their move. I think you're going to see action at the end of the 1st round because of those stats. You don't find your franchise quarterback if you're the Steelers at 68. You don't. If you're the Browns, you're trying to, wait one more year and, okay, we'll just get through 2025 with Deshaun and then we'll try to cleanse ourselves and, pick 34. That's what we're going to hit with Jackson Dart. It's just not going to work. I think you're going to see action with trades from picks 25 to 32 because teams are going to try to get back into round 1 for that quarterback.
Yeah, because I think for the most part, and someone on the text line says, well, the Eagles left tackle proves your theory wrong. I mean, there are always exceptions. I mean, the Patriots found the same thing that the Chiefs found. The Patriots found it at pick 199. The Chiefs found it at pick 10. Both teams came to the same conclusion. One team's chance had a far higher percentage of working than the other ones. One team got lucky. I don't think the Chiefs got lucky. I think the Chiefs identified who their quarterback was and did everything in their power to go get him because that's what you have to do if you're trying to address that position. There's some positions you can wait for. There's some you can't. You cannot wait, in theory, at left tackle. You cannot wait. You cannot wait at quarterback. The numbers tell you you shouldn't wait. If you're waiting until the 95th pick to draft your quarterback, you've lost. You've lost them. And your percentage of hitting and having that guy be a player that in January is going to be able to navigate the AFC playoffs, then you've lost in that scenario.
Look at the Saints. They took Spencer Rattler in the 3rd, late 2nd, early 3rd round last year. They probably thought, I don't listen to a lot of New Orleans sports talk, but I'm betting in New Orleans sports talk that the day after that draft, they were like, ooh, we got Derek Carr. We maybe have 1 or 2 years of him. And then you found this SEC Big 12 quarterback. We got him in the 3rd round. There's a pedigree. He was once a 5-star guy. I bet there were people in New Orleans who sold themselves on. There's now a succession plan because they drafted Spencer Rattler. Look where you're sitting right now. Your 3rd round quarterback didn't save the day. You're in the top 10 again. That's just what happens at a position of that much value. And you're right. Text line, there's no need to spam the text line with, well, what happened with Jalen Hurts? Sometimes guys slip through the cracks, but it is far less often than the opposite. So we don't need to spend time pointing out the outliers.
Yeah, I would also maybe argue with Jalen Hurts, and why I think he's a very interesting example is I don't really know if Jalen Hurts fell through the cracks as much as I don't think people really believe that skill set was going to translate. Jalen Hurts played at Oklahoma and Alabama and had great success. He was a very good college quarterback.
He also got benched at Bama too, so I think that played a factor in everything.
But to be fair, though, he also got benched by a guy who eventually went on to be a top 10 pick and is a legitimate starting quarterback in the league. I think that Jalen is one of those, and I think once you get outside the top 20 picks and quarterbacks, it's about being drafted to the right team and the right organization. And Jalen Hurts, maybe more than any quarterback that's currently in the NFL, maybe not named Brock Purdy, got drafted by the perfect team. I don't think Jalen Hurts turns into that if he gets drafted by the Panthers. No chance. No chance. Look at the stability. Look at the team that you have put around him. You have given Jalen Hurts everything. You have given Jalen Hurts the best running back in the NFL, the best offensive line, maybe the best 1-2 wide receiver combination, and a very talented young defense. You put your 2nd round quarterback in a tremendous situation that not a lot of teams are capable of doing. So I'm not knocking Jalen Hurts as a prospect at all. I think a lot of teams kind of struggle to see how they were going to make him work. And the Eagles are just one of those franchises that they can make it work. There's not a lot of franchises that could have made Jalen Hurts work. Jacksonville could not have made it work. Houston, I don't think would have made it work. Tennessee, I'm not sure if they would have made it work. He got drafted by the right one. Situation.
I think that applies to first-round picks, too. Like, some of the text line points out, remember, supposedly the Saints and Sean Payton were lying in wait for Mahomes, the Chiefs drafted him. I believe
they were.
I think Mahomes would have been good there. I think Mahomes would have been good in Kansas City. But if Patrick Mahomes got drafted, I don't know, who is the 17th overall pick that year? Pick a team. There's a chance Patrick Mahomes is an NFL quarterback that we just think turns the ball over too much. Like, I think situation matters not just for second, third, fourth round. It matters for every. Look at Trevor Lawrence. Nick Wright still thinks he's that dude and says it's the situation. Some people say it's Trevor Lawrence and that guy, but I think situation really matters in the NFL more so than we even know.
Coming up in just a little bit, there was a letter that was written from the Kansas City Sports Commission. We'll talk about that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Hey, it's MJ Melendez from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
At Shane Company, we know getting engaged is a big decision. But once you know, you know. That's the way our customers feel when they choose a Shane Company engagement ring. They walk into a warm welcome and walk out with their dream ring, knowing they got it right. For almost 100 years, we've been offering personalized shopping experiences. And we're in it way past the honeymoon, with a free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, cleanings, repairs, and resizing for life. Shop with us at shaneco.com or at your neighborhood store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Ring the bell. We've done it again. Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875 fixed. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. Lock in this incredible 4.875 rate and get your cash in as little as 14 days. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Are you prepared for the change in seasons? Take advantage of Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Router's $69 seasonal HVAC tune-up deal to help prevent costly breakdowns and ensure your heating or cooling system is running at peak efficiency. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Our licensed technicians and exceptional service guarantee will give you peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly.
Tonight in the pro basketball play-in games in the Western Conference, Golden State a 6.5-point favorite against Memphis, total 228.5, and Orlando a 5.5-point favorite against Atlanta, 218.5 the total there. And I think both favorites are extremely likely to win. I would actually lay both favorites minus the points, but I like moneyline parlaying both of these teams. Memphis can't beat good teams. Golden State is a good team, and Orlando is way better than Atlanta. A moneyline parlay of these two teams at BetMGM pays about minus 107. That would be my look for tonight. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app and take your game to the next level with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
If you've been tired of being out in the bad weather or you're just looking for a more stable industry, our friends over at Centric can offer that to you.
What's great is they allow you to work through your schedule. You still need to have the income coming in from your current job while looking ahead to your new career. They have in-person classes, virtual classes. They can get you trained when it's best for you.
Make it easy. Call our buddy Russ Mondry. He's been with Centric for over 16 years and will guide you through every step of the process. If you're looking for that new career, wait no longer. Go to Centric.com.
Red Hot Car Giveaway, only at Harris, Kansas City. Saturday, April 26th, one lucky winner will win a brand new Red Hot Lexus ES350. Harris is giving away $2,500 in free play every 15 minutes from 7 p.m. till 10:45 p.m. At 11, two winners will receive $5,000 in free play, and one person will win $10,000 cash. And one person drives home a brand new Lexus ES350. Visit our website for full details. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really good guitar solo.
This report is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories. And the best part, 0 bubbles. Grab it at the Cave or ask for it at your favorite bars and liquor stores.
This hour on 96.5 The Fan is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Still routing traffic off of 435 at Kansas Avenue, both the north and southbound lanes. The collision that occurred there previously, now in the median, they are clearing it out. As soon as that is safe for traffic to continue on 435, they will reopen those lanes. Going to keep you posted on when that happens. Also heavy into downtown via northbound 35, back to the state line, and southbound 71. Those brake lights start at MLK. I'm Lori Pearson, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the drive on 96.5 The Fan. I want to play this audio for you guys before we hand things off to our dear friend Josh Vernier. The Kansas City Sports Commission, they have crafted a letter. And this letter, the purpose of this letter is to communicate to the Royals and the Chiefs that they want them to come together to stay in the region. Now, this is not specific to staying in Missouri. This is, we want you guys to stay in the Kansas City metro area. They wrote a letter. They had 10 various signatures from very important people in the city to sign it. They also made a little video. I'll play it for you.
Greater Kansas City's business and civic organizations are united in a singular mission to ensure the Chiefs and Royals remain in our region for decades to come. But time is not on our side.
Which is why we urge our state and local leaders across the region and both teams to work together to create solutions that offer viable options for growth and success into the future.
While both teams are working hard to evaluate their future in KC, other markets are actively competing to lure them away.
To keep these cherished franchises in KC, we need strong, realistic, public-private partnerships that make staying home in our region the only choice.
Sports are vital to Kansas City's identity and history. It's in our DNA. The Royals and Chiefs are key to our region's economic vitality and visibility across the nation and the world.
Now is the time for our KC region to rally. To protect the championship legacy we've built together.
To secure our region's future as a premier sports destination.
Let's keep the KC region Major League for today and for generations to come.
Was this ever in question? Was there ever a threat of this? I mean, maybe I missed something, because I don't believe that the KC Sports Commission just made this video and crafted this letter for just no reason. I don't think that they did that. I think there's far too many smart and plugged in people connected to this to just write a letter that serves really no purpose. But I don't really know if we have any reason to think that what they are suggesting is even in question. Does anyone think that the Chiefs or the Royals are moving? Because that's what they essentially are. Hey, we want you guys to stay here. Well, yeah, we agree. Regardless of what side of state line you live on, I think we all, in essence, want the same thing. If the Chiefs Stadium stays where it is, Rob will be okay. He'll continue to drive from 135th and Metcalf and drive to the Missouri side and go to the games. I also think the exact same thing will happen in reverse. Now, some of you will be upset, but you know how upset you'll be? You'll get in your car from Lee Summit and you'll drive to the Legends to the football game. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be ideal. It's not going to be how it used to be, but trust me, you'll manage. I think at least when it comes to that topic, we are all playing for the same team. Yes, I want the stadiums to stay on the Missouri side. I'll be fine if they move to Kansas. I'm sure of it. I'm certain. Some of you have lived in a county your entire life that didn't have the Chiefs and the Royals. Somehow you made it just fine. I think I'll be fine too. I really do. I just don't really know why this letter came out today. And we're going to try to get somebody on from the KC Sports Commission tomorrow to answer this question to me, because this makes it seem like there's a threat of losing the Chiefs to some random market or the Royals. And I'm just not really sure if we have any reason to believe that's the case.
I'm on the same page. Listen, you might think, oh, man, the idea of the Royal Stadium at 119th and Knoll is dumb. North KC, it would drive me insane. Nothing John Sherman and Clark Hunt have said, done publicly, Mark Donovan, Nate Brooks Sherman, any member of the power structure at either one of those teams indicates they're leaving the Metro. Maybe it's one of the stadiums is in Bonner Springs out by the, Verizon or Cricket, whatever is the amphitheater now and whatever, but I would still consider that close-ish to the Metro. That's in the Metro. Unless someone in that group that put the video out knows something I don't know, I have no fear of either team leaving the area at all.
And like right here on the text line, CDOT, there's a very real chance we lose at least one of them. Cities like Nashville are trying to get them. Can someone send me any piece of information to suggest that that is the case? I'd love to see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you send me a story that would suggest in the last year that John Sherman talked to anybody in power in any city that is not connected to the Kansas City metro area? I'd love to hear that. Maybe that's what they're suggesting. Maybe the KC Sports Commission is telling us that behind the scenes, conversations that have not been public to anybody, that is happening. Maybe that's what they're saying. I don't know. We've been at this for a year since the vote has passed. Does anyone think that the Chiefs are moving anytime soon? Based on what? What is that based on? This just feels like they're doing the same thing that they tried to get the vote passed. Hey, I mean, if you guys don't give us what we want, we might, you're not going anywhere. Stop it. The worst case scenario for the Royals is that they'll be at 150th in Knoll. That's not that bad of a scenario. I mean, it's not great. I don't want to go out there, but I'll be fine. It'll all work out for everybody. I promise you it will. We are off. We got a day game tomorrow, or is that Thursday?
No day games this week, just a lot of short exits.
I wasn't sure. I was making sure. I wasn't certain. We'll be back tomorrow at our normal 2 o'clock time. We appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weather.